For the next 100 days, I'm going to be surviving in this cave-only world in hardcore Minecraft, with the entire world in permanent darkness, hostile mob spawning around the clock, and no passive mob spawning at all. I need to survive and build the perfect survival base. So be sure to stick around to see how I overcome these challenges and build my perfect base, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Welcome back to another 100 days, this time in a cave-only world. In all honesty, I forgot to turn my mic on when I first started recording, so we're just going to run through the first, couple minutes of what I did in this world, and then it's smooth sailing from here on. Of course, to start off, I looked around my surroundings, got some wood, some stone, and some coal. Surprisingly, there was a village, really close to where I spawned, so of course I headed over there, and I looted everything they had, and took a bed with me. Of course, this wasn't easy. There were mobs to fight, even a baby zombie which got trapped in a bunch of trapdoors, but I'm not going to mess with him. And then on the roof, there were some pockets of iron, so I went ahead and pillared up to get this iron so I could start on my tools, my shield, and my first set of armor. And of course, after getting my first bit of iron, I went ahead and made the shield since it is the most important item to start out your Minecraft world, bar none. And then of course, I went ahead and grabbed some more iron so that I would have it whenever I wanted to make my iron armor. And of course, because oceans still spawn in cave-only worlds, I'm going to grab a boat and some doors because I'm going to pull the FatieDadie classic and mine for some iron and diamonds underwater. And then, of course, after a while, I figured out that my mic wasn't on, so now I'll pass it over to live FatieDadie to continue the video. Oh my gosh, we see him, right? 4 diamonds, dude. Okay. Wait, there's more over there. Okay, wait. Here's the game plan, I think. Let's smelt up the iron that we have, now that we have a good amount of it. Let's get our armor, and then let's grab some diamonds. This is, a great start. I would love to get, a diamond sword and pickaxe now. And then we can start, base building near the village over there much sooner. At least that's my game plan. It's more than just 4. This is so good. 5 diamonds is enough for a sword and a pickaxe. But there were more over here. Look, there's some right there, some right there. Ooh! Okay, we are going to grab all of this. If I can get any armor started early that isn't just iron, I'd be happy. I do want some of this moss, because I think I might want to build with this. Can make our first piece of armor. Okay, I cannot make diamond stuff quite yet. What we can do is go ahead and make a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Okay, so now we're starting to get kind of kitted. Here's my big worry right now is I am running out of food pretty quick. I have 7 bread, and I could smelt my potatoes to get baked potatoes, but I think planting them is much smarter than smelting them right now. But that does mean I need to get up and to a base pretty quick so I can start farming a bit. Let's get back up to our boat so that we can get back over to the village. Now, I will say we do need to get over there without dying. But I feel fairly confident. I'm feeling less confident. Maybe we go over here instead. Is this safer by any means? Maybe not. I'm going to grab a couple more spruce trees for when we start building. Okay, let's get up to the village. I've chopped down quite a few spruce trees, so I think I have all the blocks that I care to have. And now we can assess where I'd like to build. And I think I want to go into this wall over here. A little away from the village, but close enough that I feel like I'm a part of it still. Except that there's no ground here, so that's going to be kind of a bad idea. Okay, let's reassess. We could go into here. This is still right next to the village, which I'm a fan of. Yeah, I like this spot. I think it's good. I think we can remove this little area and put something that leads into the village, and this can be where our base is. I like this idea. Let's dig out this area a little bit, and then we can start, building. We're going to put a couple things down now that we're set up. I need to make some torches, so let's do this real quick. And we need to just kind of dig out a big area now. So I'm going to work on getting a big area, or bigger area dug down. It doesn't need to be all dug out yet, but I do want to get it at least started, right? I'm probably going to keep expanding this room, so I'm not really sure how much more I should or should not do. I do kind of have an idea how I think I want this to look. I think if I can get this part spread out, I can have 2 farms up here. And maybe a chest room back here with stairs that go down into a bigger central room. Maybe that's my full shore base, maybe a nether portal or something. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I want that to look in general. I think I do want this to come up by 1 more, but we can do that here in a second. I do really need to get my stuff laid out so that I can start storing and traveling. So I guess let's go there, bed, chest. We could just keep it here for the time being, I guess. Okay. I really need to figure out a food source, ASAP. Here's what I think we should do. I think we go out here, we cut down a lot of these trees so that we have a clear view of the village. I don't think I can get leather. So I think this mod makes it so that leather has to be gotten from killing zombies and like nobody else, which is a little doo-doo buns, but it is what it is. Guess they're gonna go like this. That way I can do that. Let's close this off for the time being. That way nothing can get in. And I think I'm fairly happy with that. Now, I am going to have to build a staircase that comes down towards this, so this is going to have to get terraformed just a bit. But I think for the time being, we need to remove some tree. So let's get out here and do that real quick. Alright, I've cleared out pretty much every tree from the front of our little base area. I'm holding a ton of wood, and I have broken an iron pickaxe. I probably should get these two, and I probably will here in a little bit, but I'm just not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, we have over 4 stacks of spruce logs. I think that's insane. I definitely need to make some more chests, so let's do that real quick. I guess let's like, I'm gonna move this back. Just put it here. It's whatever. Okay, I think it is so imperative I get some food started. So I'm just gonna dig this room out a little bit larger, see where it gets to, and then how I feel about it, and kind of figure out some stuff from there. But I need to get some plants, like some crops going very soon. All right, I think this area is big enough. So here's my thought process. We are going to kind of come to like right here, maybe even here, and start a staircase that opens up and goes down into a secondary base area, which we can dig out ourselves. I think this is my thought process. All right. I've been doing a bit of reflecting here, I think. And although we've just spent a lot of time digging this out, I don't know that I actually want to live in like a wall like this. We're in a cave-only world, and I feel like it would just feel better to build out in the cave and not be afraid of the mobs. I feel like I'm like secluding myself here, and maybe I don't love that. But this is great because now we have a ton of building blocks for like building like a real base. So here's my game plan, I think. Let's go put a platform down somewhere and build on that. I think that's what I want to do. And we could just put it like here where we've cleared all these trees. Could put it up there too. Honestly, I don't dislike that idea. Put it up here as a sort of like curved around base. We can bring the dirt up and down, but we can have like a super open base like right here. I kind of really like that idea. We do have to clear this out and get it a little flatter than it is. And we can use the area we just dug in as like a temporary base while we build this one. But honestly, it's just, I don't want to be closed off, you know what I mean? We have a whole cave system we get to utilize, and I think that's fire, and we should do that. We're going to make a diamond pickaxe. I can pretty much always go back and get more diamonds underwater. So let's do this now, maybe? So I think, for starters, we got to start clearing out the rest of the trees over this way. And while we do this, try not to look at our little Enderman friend who seems to have cropped up. Alright, we've got all the trees moved, which I'm happy about. I need to now get this dirt down. I think just one level. Just get this cleared out so that we can dig all back here. I'm glad I had like a change of heart before I put a lot of effort into like building something in a wall. That would have stunk. I just feel like the open concept's gonna look way cooler. Alrighty, now the whole area is actually officially dug out. Let's get some torches placed around here. It's going to kind of spam a couple of these guys. So now what I can do is use this as a sort of starting point and just kind of carve out this area right here, which I think will look very nice. We can keep it very open, which I'm pretty excited to do, I think. I am just going to dig out this little rock thing here, not all the way up because it looks like this goes up. Well, I still want to keep some of the natural cave look. We're going to kind of build into it and around it, but I want to be able to get rid of some of this so that we can actually build up. Dude, I can't lie. I thought taking out this little stone like outcropping was not gonna take any time at all. Oh my goodness, bro. It is taking forever. There's so much more stone here than I thought there was gonna be. That's the last block. Okay, it's gone. Good God, dude. But now that outcropping is gone, we have a much more workable area, which I think is gonna be good. It's beneficial to us. I'm half tempted to go on a hunt for diamonds now, but I want to start building a little bit before we really dedicate to this. So now I got to figure out how I want to do this. First of all, I do want to get rid of this guy. Let's think about this now in a way that makes sense. I think you, in an ideal world, push this wall back a little more, and we have kind of like a two-story deal going on where we have a staircase that maybe leads up into a second area. How do you start it off? Like, where do you start it, I guess? Maybe here? We'll kind of take it all the way to, like, here-ish. Owie? Hey, I'm in full iron gear. That hurt. Still. Bro cannot hit a shot to save his life. I'm no-diffing him. This is actually disgusting. Bone Club zombie, dude, no! Can I keep him? He's like a caveman, dude. He's a moment in history, dude. I don't feel right. Nah, I feel okay about it. Oh, oh my gosh. Now we're getting some leather, which is nice. Any more zombies that are trying to come up here and get me? Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, so I think we start here, and we kind of just go across. I do need to count how many blocks are here, though. So 1, 2... So this is 18. I do want this to be one more, I think, to this side. Another Enderman, huh? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So this is how I want this to look. I want 2 of these sections. We might even do a third. Did I just see a creeper? I did. You do not want to kill this creeper, and I think that stinks. How did you even hit me there? Okay, let's get into safety for a split second. I'm getting torn up here. Okay, so here's my idea. We want 2 main sections here, and then on this end, we can have a stair that leads up into the second section that isn't a part of the main build. I think I like this idea. So we're going to go up, I think, by 3 on each of these. And you know what? Since I'm going to be doing all this, maybe having a water bucket would be really good. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over. And then, of course, I want these all stripped. I'm a sucker for stripped spruce. Trust I saw this baby zombie. We're going to take this straight back into the mountain and figure out where our meeting points are. Okay. Now let's light this up just to make sure nothing spawns up here while we are working. So now I have like our basic outline, our shape here. We're going to go staircase right here and probably open up this spot right here to create our second area. And I think we're going to take this around here as well, with just kind of this being the main section. But I think we can have different areas. So I'll have this part here. It'll come down into this space. Again, we can keep a secondary roofed part there. You don't even really have to, but I think you could. I think it's coming along pretty nicely. I'm a pretty big fan. We're making good progress here, and I think that's what's important. Now, I need to go smelt a little bit of my stone, as I think that's the block I'm going to use for my walls. And my thought process is we smelt 3 stacks of cobblestone right now. While that smelts, I think we can go ahead and get our floor in. I think I'm going to want some trapdoors. Let's go work on our floor over here. Figure out kind of how I want to lay this out. All right. I think the trapdoors can go on the outside here, sort of as a outline of the floor here. And if I do this, no, other way around, I can make it look like they're connecting. Well, maybe not, right? Because now this is maybe up. Yeah, it doesn't connect here, but I think that's still fine. And now we can bring in our slabs to make the actual floor. So we have like a trim, which I think looks nice. It's a good added detail. Tell you what, I cannot wait to have my freaking walls in, bro. The sooner I can stop getting jumped by zombies, the better. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, dude, like, what are we talking about? 3 of them? One of them has a shovel. You know what I blame? I blame the zombie aggro radius being like 128 blocks or something crazy like that. Okay, the floor is in. Let's go see where our cobblestone is right now in the smelting process. It shouldn't be too far along. The floor didn't take like a billion years or anything. 25 on each, not bad, actually. Oh, you know what? Before I do anything, everyone keeps telling me in the comments that I need to start making a stone cutter. I agree with you. I'm doing this now to avoid to avoid doing something dumb. We've got it now. There we go. Okay. We can work on getting the walls in now. And I think we're just going to go pretty flat here. Now, I do want windows in here. I think I want them here. We'll do this with our stairs. I want one here as well. Again, with our stairs. Except that this one, I want to have another set next to it. For the time being, we'll just close it off. You're going to get closed off here and here anyway. So these 2 spots, I need actual stuff. Let's close you off and you off. I think a similar vibe on this end. Like, we want windows pretty much everywhere, except we'll have a door entrance here, so let's not do that yet. And then similar thing here. So we'll sort of have, like, this little box, which we're going to decorate, right? This is not, like, a permanent setup. We'll have decorations that come on the outside. We might even bring this whole outline out by one, but I want to get the area at least built, so it's not just a skeleton, right? Of course, my one issue right now, or I guess my 2 is that I don't have enough building blocks and I don't have enough food. These are problems I will need to handle very, very soon. Okay. We have, like, most of our windows in now. We still need our stairs here. And then I think I want stairs on this side, but I'm not sold on that yet, to be honest. What I really need is some sand. So what we should really go do right now is see if we can find an area that has some sand, because I will need it for my windows. And you know what? Since I'm going on a little adventure, let's take some doors with us. Because if I'm going to go sail on the water, I might see diamonds. Maybe I want to go pick them up. All right, so we need to go out towards, I guess, the ocean, right? I just want to go in a straight line so that I do not lose the base area. Maybe taking down some cords would have been smart, but let's go out and see if we can find some sand. And while we're out, maybe we'll find some villages or diamonds or something. I think I see some diamonds down there. We're not too far off. Let's go grab some. I need to make my diamond gear eventually, so I'm fine to do this now. Ooh. Okay, let's not keep our boat too close to enemies. There is a skeleton right there and a zombie over there I'd like to avoid. I see one more diamond over here as well, so let's go grab it. This diamond was 2 diamonds. Very nice. Lots of snow. I'm not seeing any sand yet. I'm seeing a couple zombies who want me. I see some diamonds down there. They're a little hard to see, but you can see them right there. There's a clump of 3. Ooh, this is a weird generation. This means that there could be a trial chamber right here with the way this looks. Trial chambers have a hard time generating in Minecraft just in general when it comes to ocean areas or caves. So they just create like these big boxes. Scan around. You never know if there's more diamonds. In fact, there are right there. Still no sand yet, which is somewhat concerning. Ooh, I see a ruined nether portal right there. Let's go check that out. Oh, that was an enderman I almost just looked dead at. That would have stunk. Am I going to come out here and really fight these guys? Yeah. Okay, some stuff. I'll take some stuff. I'm not mad at that. I guess while we're here, we could grab the obsidian that's out here too, right? I mean, we'll need it for our nether portal eventually, so I'm not opposed to just grabbing it right now. There is all of the obsidian for this little area. Very nice. I have 10. That's enough for a portal. Not for like a huge one, but enough for one. I could take a risk and go up here. What am I seeing? I think that's just an oak tree, so maybe nothing crazy up there. But there's also no sand over here, which is slightly concerning. Ooh, okay, wait. There's sand potentially up there. Or right over here. I'm only seeing sandstone. I'm not seeing any sand. I do see an amethyst geode. There's no sand over here, which, kind of the whole reason I came over. Any diamonds I can see from here? I do see one right there. I think that's worthwhile. Let's get it. I have to grab some of this clay, too. Bricks could be useful for like a chimney or a smelting area, maybe. Oh my gosh, a patch of 4. This might be all I need when it comes to my, like, armor. But I'm going to grab just as I see a couple more, because we do want to be able to remake our tools as needed. The amount of mining we're going to have to be doing. Very nice. I think that's all of them. Wait a second. Are those diamonds? They are. Oh my gosh. 34 diamonds. We are in a impeccable spot, dude. Still on a hunt for something in particular that we have not found. Diamonds are great. I would really like to find some sand. It's like, I don't know. I kind of need windows, but I guess if I can't get them, it is what it is. But I would like to be able to. I definitely feel much safer just kind of boating around the cave area than digging up through it or like traversing on the land. But if I have to go on land to get sand so I can have windows, you know, that just might be it, you know? So be it. I might be getting distracted again. I'm pretty sure I saw the glimmer of more diamonds. Okay, we have 36 diamonds. I gotta chill on the diamond hunting. I'm getting too distracted. I came out here for one thing and one thing only, and I need to get that thing. If I can. I might not be able to, but I'm certainly gonna try. The cave world looks awesome, by the way. This is so sick. There's some oak wood. Not necessarily, I don't really care about that. Oh, I see some cherry blossom up there. Very interesting. The cherry blossom is pretty accessible, it turns out. Let's head over this way, see what this has got to offer. Doesn't look like it has really much to offer me at all, except for this little waterway, which is pretty sick. Some snow, sure. Just not interested in the snow, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much over this way, so I'm going to turn around and head back out away from the cherry blossom. Back towards where, like, the oak was. maybe we're more likely there to find a desert. I mean, I don't have like a good reason for this, just that the cherry blossom kind of ends in a loop. I will say the fact that this has already become a multi-day endeavor is killing me. I want to get back home and like build something, dude. I don't want to be on the water hunting for sand for an hour. Like, look at this cave generation. You're telling me there's no sand in any of this? I actually cannot find a single... There's not a single bit of sand. Sandstone, snow, drowned. We have 36 diamonds. I'm going to be fully kitted in diamond gear before I've seen a single piece of sand, and I think that is unfathomable. I want the sugarcane, though. I don't have any of that near me. I found a sunken ship. I don't think this will have any sand, but it could have... wait, I'm sorry. I didn't even know they could spawn with nothing in them. Can I be so honest? Getting some wheat for some more bread is perfect. I am so low on food. I need stuff bad, bro. I didn't know that the shipwrecks could spawn a chest with nothing in it, to be honest. That is kind of news to me. I was expecting both chests to have something, but that's okay. Sandstone, sandstone. More sandstone. Dude, dang it. I'm just gonna keep hunting, I guess, until I find something. I finally found some sand, dude. It took me so long. Oh my goodness, dude. Let's just grab a ton of it. I'm gonna just grab a lot of sand while I'm here to make sure I do not need to come back for this. Oh, okay, let's start mining up some of this sand. Oh my gosh, that took way too long. All right, we have a little over 3 stacks of sand, which will be a ton of glass panes, which is primarily the type of glass that I use. Now, we have to take the lots of time to get back home. It's going to take me a minute. I don't see any good reason to just have you guys watch me boat around. That'd be boring as I'll get out. So, I guess I'll catch you guys when I'm back at the base. I'm not actually sure how far I am, but I think I can make it back no problem. I've got the navigation skills of a once great explorer. That's what they're saying. All right, I think I am back at the village that I started at, which is good. That means we're almost home, thankfully. I am rapidly running out of food, which is no fun. Having to fight a couple mobs has not been exciting either, but we can get back home. We have all the glass, or all the sand that we need for the glass, which is good. It means we can at least encapsulate the bottom portion of our build, which I'm happy with. All right. Let's get back into our little cave area so we can start smelting some of this sand, and then we can continue to build our actual base. Alrighty, let's just smelt a stack of this stuff for now, I think. Since I've been away from my base and I've been so far from it, nothing has been smelting so far, which is kind of garbage. I can't lie. I'm not elated with that information. Now that I think that we're back home, honestly, we've got 36 diamonds. Let's go ahead and make our diamond gear. And now for the super cool FatieDadie patented pending armor transition. Whoa, he's kidding. He's in his diamond gear. Look at the blue. Look at me shine. I got my money up, dude. Yeah, that didn't... I changed my armor in like 2 seconds, so we're still kind of waiting on all this stuff to smelt, so that was cool. But I'm way more protected now, which is good. And I need another chest already because I'm running out of storage very quickly. Inventory sorted. This is good. I wonder if I can... Oh my gosh, I can sleep. Like, actually sleep. I think once this is done smelting, we'll head out there and we'll put it on our base and get it encapsulated and kind of capped off. And then we'll kind of need more stone to finish off the bottom, but we're in a good spot. I'm actually pretty happy with where we're at. Let's get our glass and some more of our stone out of these furnaces here, and I think we're ready to keep working on the base. Let's see if we can go ahead and put these in here in the spots that I want them so that we are a little bit more protected here. And I think my thought process is let's just get the windows in and we can decorate the top and bottom of these to give them some more depth here in a little bit. I don't think it's uber necessary to do it right now. Now I think I want the door to go here off to the side rather than like in this corner here. Now we do need 2 doors. I'm not holding any, but this will at least mean that we have an encapsulated area. Boom. Okay, now we have like a fully covered area, which feels pretty good. I want to take this wall back, I think, by 1 more full block, just to kind of open it up a little more and match where this is. And to be fair, it's because it's in the building. You're not going to see this portion, so we will leave the top, I think, how it is for the time being. We may change that. I'm not like 100% sure. All right, let's get some torches placed down as well, just to make sure nothing can spawn in here. And now I need to fix up the floor and this back wall. And I think on this back wall, we'll do just spruce, maybe like a little design. In fact, we could probably put our chests back here, which I think is probably our best bet. Of course, that does mean we need some building blocks, and I guess we can go ahead and start moving some stuff over. Okay, so let's work on a kind of design here. Now, I think I want that there, and maybe this here. So now we have a full cover. Let's bring this back and strip it. Let's just go ahead and make a full stretch over here, and we can change this as we need when we kind of look at the full design. It's a little odd with this here, so maybe we just bring this down, and now we have 2 sections. Okay, so now I can look at how I want this to be laid out. So if I go here and here, I can fit 3 lines of chests across the way here, which I think is pretty good. Maybe this will be cobblestone and dirt. I guess while we're doing this, we can also organize, which will be pretty good. I need a lot more chests than I have, though, and I am going to have to figure out like a full flesh design for this. I guess this should still be spruce wood, right? Because you're going to be able to see behind these chests, and I don't want to see stone back there. I want it to look good. There we go. That looks way better than this does. And now both sides look equally as good. Nice! I am going to have to figure out how I want to decorate them. So let's process some information. First of all, let's actually finish this wall up. I'm going to have to get a roof on this here in a second, and I think we're probably just going to use full blocks for that. I'm half tempted to put it on now, but I think we'll need to torch it, and I need to get a way up there anyway, so we'll hold off for the time being. Honestly, it might become getting rid of this window, because I think I have a cool idea for how I want the rest of this base to look. So in my mind, the way that I want this to look is we'll have this upper section that kind of, and we'll terraform the land around it to create 2 other small pocket areas. And then in this space, we can have like farms, wheat, maybe some villager housing or something like that, since they're right here. And I think that'll make the whole base really tie together, which is what I want it to look like. And it'll add a bit more character. But I am officially, I think, out of food, which is pretty bad. I do have sweet berries here I can harvest. I would like to not have to, but I guess I will for the time being. Let's start getting everything out of our little cave area. Now that we have an actual base that is enclosed, we can move everything in there. I'm really going to have to make some more chests, aren't I? Let's see how I want to do this. So I think maybe on this side, we can do this with our furnaces. And then here, I want you maybe in the middle. I'm thinking we can get 3 more furnaces here so we have a whole array of them, although they're probably not going to stay here and will get replaced by barrels here eventually. Now here, we can put all of our, like, more miscellaneous, aka natural blocks, so maybe all of our wood can go in here. Our stone is going to continue to be down here. I think all of our like special blocks, things that mean something to us, can go there. Maybe this is where I'll have my bed, and I can decorate this a little differently than I'm doing this. So maybe this can be all chests, this can be more bedroom oriented. But I'm going to take a little bit of time to move all of our stuff over, and I'll be right back when I'm done moving it. Alright, we are now officially moved into the base, so I have got all of my plant stuff in this chest. Gonna be wood and some of our like more miscellaneous like sand moss building blocks down here. Cobblestone dirt, of course, lumped together. Here is all of our goody items, so I've got everything I need for my nether portal, my diamonds, some of our glass that we're gonna use for building, so on and so forth. Nothing here and nothing there. Now, of course, that's just moving everything over. That means this place is now empty and we can do everything in here. I do want to keep decorating. Now, I think first things first is I need to get a kind of staircase or something put in that allows me to get to the top of this space. Now, I haven't really figured out how I want to do this yet. I'm half tempted to go in through the wall and out, or do a staircase on the side, and I do like the idea of the staircase on the side, so I think that's what we'll do. Of course, I'm going to need some building blocks, so let's go ahead and grab some of these, because I need to get my roof in. We're just going to do this in spruce. You're not really going to see the floor until or the roof, until I'm up in the second part, but that's also going to be my floor. And now we are fully in. Now, I do kind of want to decorate this outside, or this inside portion a bit, so I'm thinking we do something like this, and do another one here to kind of separate it, but I want to add a sort of arch to this building, which I think will look pretty sick, but requires a couple more blocks than I have. So give me just a sec to make everything I need. So my thought process is to keep it pretty simple. Something like this should probably just do enough. Okay, maybe I am wrong. I think this is better. Yeah, I do like that a lot more. So now we have a nice little arch that kind of separates our areas here, which is pretty good. Now we can look at getting some of our more decorative items in, like this grindstone and this stone cutter. But I need to figure out their designs real quick. So I'm thinking you can do something like this. Stone cutter right here. We can put a grindstone there. I do want a lantern to go on the side next to the bed, which I think looks pretty good. And then you know what? We can maybe just put one chest next to the bed. Maybe for any particularly interesting items we'd like to keep, we can create a sort of cap off to that, which feels pretty good. And then I need to make a couple barrels. How do I do this? One here and one here. Maybe I do not want this barrel. Maybe you do want it, you just want it above the bed. So yeah, there we go. Now we have like a kind of a workstation, bed, sleep, whatever area. I like this. I think this works out pretty good for us. I am a fan. Need to get more furnaces in, because this is gonna drive me crazy. A little Tetris piece here. I'm not a big fan of that one. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay. And now our base is like actually kind of fully put together, which feels pretty good. Let's do something like this real quick. Get those off. You can't see them up here, so it doesn't matter. I would like to go work on the stairs now out on this side, which we already have a space for. I think I want them made out of spruce, since we tend to have quite a bit of this stuff. Now, the way that I think I want this to work is that I have stone brick on kind of the outside of it. So let's make a little bit more stone brick stuff. Honestly, we can probably make a couple walls here as well. But I think I want them to start here and kind of just come up, narrowly avoiding the window, like this. Now we have full access to our roof, which is pretty good. And I think to stick with having enough space, we'll just do something like that with our wood. Now, I need to come down here and get one of these in, a pillar here. I guess you could close this off. Am I holding stone? Yes. You can close it off so that it is capped to a degree. And I want one more. How much space is between this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I want one more there. And then walls that kind of connect up like this. Not bad. And then I'm not holding any, but I would like some trapdoors, I think. And we can put these on top of the wall to show that the railing is like actually capped in some way. Something like this. That'll look pretty good. Very nice. Okay. And now we have the full upper section to mess with. And I might want to remove this now that I'm up here, but I'm going to try not to. I think what we really need up here, well, to be honest, I don't know, actually. You know what I do want? I think I want my nether portal here. I think that's what I'd like, is for this area to be like our nether area, nether portal. What I think we should do now is take some of our dirt and kind of flatten this area out a little bit better. That way we can light it up as well. So the next project is terraforming. You know what? Maybe you guys can't go up here, because I can't open these. That kind of stinks. What can I do instead? Maybe some stairs? Yeah, sure. That's not bad. Let's grab all of our freaking dirt and put all of our freaking wood away. Need more sweet berries. You know what? Maybe I'll go fishing. Maybe that's going to have to be my food source here is fish. Because these berries are not great for a growing boy like me. Alright, we're just going to kind of fill up this area a little bit. And we can do more terraforming here later when it comes to connecting these down here. I do have an idea, though. So don't fret. Here's my biggest issue is I want this to have a walkway up where we can actually get up here with a small path that leads into it. So I need this space to be quite large to accommodate that and any future builds I plan to put here. Now we have a pretty decently sized area. Now, of course, it's lacking some of its finer details, but I think this is okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and I know classic for Fatty, a retaining wall around each area. So we'll have like logs that come up and meet in this section, which separate this part from the actual ground level. And of course, we'll bring dirt up against the retaining walls. But I figure if I can get a kind of 3-section here, that kind of goes around right there, meets up here, and comes right back out, it'll look pretty good. Okay, but now for the reality of that is that I need a lot more wood, both oak and spruce, and I have not really been planting trees. Now, we do have a lot of them around, but the general space isn't, like, massive, right? We'd have to go up here to really keep going after we cleared these out, which is a little annoying. So I'm thinking right down here where these pumpkins are, I can start, like, a small tree farm. Maybe get rid of this farmer's little farming area and plant maybe my double spruce trees over here. That way I have a ton more spruce wood, and maybe the oak can go here without messing up all the grass around us. Of course, though, I am not done placing dirt, so there's definitely more to be done. Now you can kind of see how this is going to shape out. I think this is going to look pretty sick once we actually get the retaining wall in and this dirt brought up here. I think that's going to look pretty awesome. Now I got to figure out how to make these spaces feel like they're fitting in with this. And I think we'll just do another inner retaining wall. I think having two on top will be kind of sick, actually. So let's grab our dirt. Not our dirt. Let's grab our wood. That's what I meant to say. And we can at least... I don't think we're going to... Let's not build the retaining wall yet, but we can at least get our stairs in to see how we should be building it. So maybe like this with the retaining wall on this layer. And honestly, I should have enough spruce wood to do this now. I might have enough oak wood too. So let's think. I want this side to be the spruce and this one to be the oak. I kind of want to do it in one block, out one block style. I don't know if this makes a whole lot of sense, but I think you'll understand when I have it put in. Kind of curve it around a little bit. Maybe you just want them on the same layer, actually, because this will be really hard to see like this. So maybe we don't want them crisscrossed like this. We kind of just want them in the same spot. That's mildly annoying, so all the oak has to come up, but that's okay. And honestly, you could take out most of this dirt, but I think if anything, you might want to bring it, more of it in. Is that crazy? So we have like a small, like actual walkway area. It does mean we're going to be removing quite a bit of dirt here, but this at least allows us for some decorating closer to the base, which I do like the thought of. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, we can start digging out this front area now. We'll have something else to put. Ooh, honestly, this could be a good part for the mine. Ooh, I do like that idea. We could have a mine as kind of in the retaining wall. That could be sick. It does mean we might need to bring the retaining wall up by one more block than we have it, but like that could look really good. I'm doing this in third person to avoid getting attacked by the creeper that was down there, or any zombies or other mobs sneaking up on me. In an ideal world, that does not happen. But while I do that, I'm just going to remove all this dirt so that we can see the full retaining wall. Alright, sick. Of course, we got to re-spam our torches around here. Now, for the top of this retaining wall, here's my thought process. We can go one more log up on the spruce and just an oak slab or a spruce slab on the oak. So I'm coming in to grab a couple slabs. I'm thinking this should be enough. If anything, I think my actual issue is going to be the spruce logs. Let's put these in first just to see how we like it. Oh, dude, I think this looks sick. If we stripped the oak, I think it would look even better. Now, wrapping it around this is a little tougher because I do want this to come out and like around as the path block that sort of connects everything, which means we need to widen out these areas a lot more than I wanted to. And not that I think is a bad thing. I just think it's going to help us to visualize what we're doing here. Now, I do have an idea of how we can get a couple more berry bushes in. Do something like this. Grow berries up top, and I'm going to put trapdoors around them. Just like that. Let's go get a couple more trapdoors. All right, and then when these grow, they're going to look pretty freaking sick. I might widen out this window. Since this one is so wide, this one feels a little off now. Like, I should widen it by, like, 2 blocks, basically. I guess let's do that real quick. Okay, now the windows actually match, which I think is good. I need to add more berry bushes out front, though. Now this is really coming along. I do need to figure out what to do at the top here. I'm super not sold on this yet. Part of me is thinking I might just put a roof. Another part of me thinks that we should have the second area be like maybe where our nether portal and enchanting setup is. I don't know. I have to think about this further, but I think while we think about it, we can keep building and not wasting any time. I do want to go ahead and go plant some of our wood, though, since I'm running quite low on it all. Let's go plant it down here, where we have like a nice massive area. Let's remove all these pumpkins so that we have an even greater area for our wood growing operation here. And honestly, usually for like my wheat farms, potato farms, carrot, whatever, well, usually for my crop farms, I usually like to use stone brick walls and lanterns, but because of the mod that we're using, we do just kind of have frog lights around. I think that is meant to promote passive mob spawning a little better in a cave world, because otherwise passive mobs don't really spawn, it's too dark for them. But the downside is that it's still too dark for them, so they still don't spawn here, which is a little bit obnoxious. Let's get some dirt, let's flatten that area out, and then we can start planting our oak trees in there. Now, per usual, I am going to build in third person here just because I cannot trust the caves to keep me alive. I'm almost positive I'm going to get snuck up on by, like, baby zombie, creeper, an army of spiders. Hell, could be 10 skeletons and an enderman, am I right, boys? So you never know. And I'm not trying to die. We've made a ton of progress. Not ideal. Okay, surprisingly, nothing attacked me. Thank God. Let's clear out this tree, because I think he's a bit of an eyesore. Alright, now we have a good spot. We can, I think, start putting our saplings down. Now, I don't think that saplings need a lot of light to... I don't know if tree saplings need any light to grow, to be honest. So I'm not going to put any over here. I mean, you know what? Hell, I might as well, right? I have a lot of coal, and I can always go get more since, you know, we're in a giant cave world, so it's pretty easy. Let's just place a couple, and this way we can kind of chop them down all as one. Not all as one, but kind of separate from each other so that my tree chopping mod doesn't throw a fit. Now we have an area for our oak trees. Over here, I think, is where I want to grow my spruce trees. That way they're kind of out of the way. I just don't want the podzol to be like right up against my base. I think that'll look kind of ugly. And I guess we're going to remove all this farmland. I can't think of a good reason. Like, I don't have a good reason to keep it here if I'm not going to let the farmer utilize it. And honestly, he's not going to utilize it better than I'm going to utilize the space, right? So I'd rather just have all your crops and, you know, you can, I guess, eat it. All right, now this whole area is completely clear. Let's eat for a sec. I don't want to be caught being unable to run in case this Enderman decides he wants to get a little active. All right, let's plant a couple spruce trees here. I'm holding 5 saplings. I know I can hold more. All right, we have our oak farm and our spruce farm now active. This is good. I think we're going about... How many are we going here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 here. We're going 9 here, but these are the big ones. Feels like an even disbursement. I'm pretty happy with that. And now that we're at this point, I think we can go up here and continue to work on our base space. I think to start that, honestly, I'd like to get some torches out here. Feeling just a little bit dark. All right. I'm going to reassess our inventory situation here. Oh, you know what? This could have been a good addition right over here. Let's go here. We can put some plants in here. I think that'll make it feel a little bit more alive, which could be good. I think there is something I'd like to do. I am uber duper low on food. I don't have like anything here. I need to save these potatoes so that I can plant them. And you can't eat pumpkins. So those are my 2 biggies. I think what we can do, though, if I check here... Okay, well, wait. Well, maybe never mind. I was gonna say... Oh, no. Okay, I was right. We're gonna go fishing. That's what I'm getting at here. We're gonna go catch some fish. I lost my string. I didn't know where that was. I do want to create myself a sort of safe spot, so maybe I'll go on a boat. But we're gonna head down to the water, which we already know exists, and go catch some fish. This is gonna be, I guess, our primary source of food for the time being while we wait for all of our trees to get growing. And then we can build, but I'm feeling pretty unsafe knowing that my best food source is sweet berries, and I think that's pretty bad. Let's get far enough from mainland so that nothing can jump down and absolutely demolish us. I'm going to get to fishing, and I will be with you guys when I think I have caught enough for everything I want, which is just food. And you know, we can make this even better by going out this way a little bit where it's more open, and then we can find treasure loot, dude. This feels like a great idea, actually. I think I've got about as much fish as I think I can handle fishing up. That takes forever. I don't know if the rates are like worse in the cave or what's going on, but oh my goodness. That just took so long. It's actually unreal. Now I need to like work my way back up somehow. What I'm going to do is go cook up all my fish, but I guess I can show you guys once I'm in my base everything we fished up. Fair warning, it's It's truly not much. So what I got is this. I have a bunch of raw salmon and raw cod, which I'm going to cook up, about 28 pieces. We did get some puffer fish, which are, like, you know, not impeccable. We also got a bone, a lily pad, some leather boots, a multi-shot respiration 3 book, which I'm glad I got. We fished up another fishing rod. I'm a little annoyed that it wasn't, like, enchanted in any way, so that kind of stinks. But I guess what we can do is this, and now it's at least, its durability is higher, I guess. What I would like to do now is go ahead and smelt up some of our food, and I need to get some more coal. Now, luckily, we're in a cave world, so there should be coal I can just find out and about here. Let's go see what we can find, along with a little bit of iron, which I will happily grab. All right, we did get a good amount of coal here. Oh my gosh, I can eat something that isn't berries, finally. Gosh, bro. Get those out of my inventory. I don't even want to see them anymore. Okay, now that we have a good amount of food smelted, I think the next step is going to be extending this dirt even further. We need quite a large area now that we've got this retaining wall in, especially over here. This is going to require a lot of work, but you don't get the work done without doing it, so I guess let's just go ahead and start. I want to bring this out by, I think, 2 or 3 more blocks. Let's try 3. I need more torches so that I can light up the area kind of down here, because I will need to be working down there. But I also need to break all the trees. So I'm going to come back here and grab some of the coal out of our furnace. All right, it is now time to go spam a bunch of torches everywhere, especially down where we're going to be working. We're going to cut down a couple of these trees, get this area workable. All right, we've got a pretty decently sized area now lit up. So it's kind of just remove tree o'clock and fight mob as we need. Hopefully we need to not fight that many. In like a super ideal world, I would like to not need to fight a bunch of mobs right now. Not that I don't feel confident. We are in full diamond, which is sick, but it's not enchanted. There's definitely still danger. All right, I think this is a wide enough space. This definitely looks like it's enough. So I guess we just keep placing dirt. I need to go mine some here soon, because I've mined a lot, and I still don't really have enough for what I'm trying to do, which is just perfect, as you can imagine. Well, that's all my dirt. We did not really get everything I wanted done over here, so that kind of stinks. I think I do want to take this retaining wall over this way and just create like a sort of pseudo opening here where the stairs can go. So maybe let's work on getting the stairs for the staircase in, and then we can build a retaining wall around it. Now let's see how we want to do this. I'm thinking we want stairs here and dirt that leads into this with another staircase, and then of course more dirt. Alternate to this, you get rid of this and you put dirt here with stairs that can go on it. So they'll go like that, and then we can have a dirt area here. Or we go even crazier. Let's go get some dirt. I need dirt now. We're going to get it. I'm not going to lie. We're going to get it from the village. They don't need it, and I do, man. All right, we have basically cleared out this guy's entire front yard just about, and we have a little over 3 stacks of dirt. That's definitely not enough for what I'm trying to do, but it'll be enough to get us where we want to be for the time being. So let's do what we want, which, to be fair, the first thing I wanted to do was just finish off the stairs over here, and I maybe needed 3 pieces of dirt max. But we're going to need the rest of this anyway, so, you know, we're being preemptive. Preemptive Minecraft players win in the end, and I stand by this as a true fact. So my thought process is get something in like this, and then here we can have our stairs. Now, this doesn't... There is a small issue, which is that this doesn't line up with this, but I'm going to be really honest. We're just going to bring a different one in and make this dirt. And then you're going to go here, and then we kind of continue to wrap this around, I think. And of course, I'll take any excess dirt we did not need for myself. Thank you, thank you. I'm not holding any slabs right now. I need to go get some of those real quick. Honestly, I could put fences on top of the spruce ones, give it even more of a differentiating height. I'm not 100% sure that, like, all of that is necessary, of course, so maybe we'll hold off for the time being. Alright, now this retaining wall is pretty much all done. I'm feeling pretty good about this, honestly. Maybe you were, but no, I do like you being able to encapsulate where the stairs are. I am a big fan of that. Here's what I do want to do. I think I want to strip all this oak wood. Just really, really, really break up the color here. There we go. That is looking a lot better. Of course, we need to do some more decorating, and I need to figure out what I'm doing at the top. I'm almost positive that's where we're going to put our nether portal, though. But we have so much area. The nether portal is going to go into the wall kind of in the middle. So what do I do? That kind of creates a problem with the side parts here. Like, what do I want to do with that in particular? I don't know. Again, we're just going to have to come back to it. For the time being, there is just more dirt to place, sadly. So we'll keep doing this. Brother, go home! I'm just going to work on expanding our little dirt platform here until I feel like we have a substantial area that I feel ready to build in. Alright, I think this feels like a pretty big enough space. I want to clear out this back wall as we're going to have a build kind of towards the back here, I think. I'm not going to guarantee that, though. I'm honestly not yet 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do something with all this kind of freebie space we have around. So first off, we're pretty safe. I mean, there's no direct entrance or drop down into this space except right over here, but it's pretty good and well knocked out, so I'm not too upset about it. I really got to think about what I want to build here now. Obviously a retaining wall for sure. Kind of want this to be a little larger so we can put another building here. I think in this space, I do want like a small building, so we're going to make a little bit larger area. I want a small building here to kind of encapsulate this area. I want a big farm out here because we need food really, really bad. And right now I don't have any. And then over towards the bottom, I want to have our mine entrance right there, like maybe towards in this section, with a couple smaller builds off to the side, kind of around this whole section out here. I think that's going to look pretty sick. But I think we can start on our first build here. I do want the walls to be, I think, more stone than anything else. Do I have enough cobblestone? I definitely do. The real question is, do I have enough of this stuff to, like, smelt a bunch of stacks? The answer is truly no, huh? But I need to dig out all the dirt from here to expose all the stone, and then bring the stone in if I feel that it's necessary. And now we have this full area kind of cleared out. This, of course, I think still needs to go, so let's go ahead and get it. Now we have a big area we can build in, which I'm pretty happy with. Now, I'm thinking for this, I want this to be kind of our farming house with the crops kind of circling around here. I think that'll look pretty good, and we can even have a small path that kind of cuts through all the crops that goes straight kind of down the middle, out around towards this area. And then we're going to have some stairs kind of off to the side of this two sections that would lead up into this main area, which I think will look pretty good. Now, of course, that's going to be after we get the retaining walls in. We'll have to figure that out before we do anything else. Let's, I think, get started on working on this house real quick. I think for this build, since it's our farmhouse, we do want to go for kind of a more natural look. So I would like my 1 moss block. I actually have 7, but I would like more. We're going to make a... Honestly, how many diamonds do I have? 12? Let's make a diamond hoe. Now, how much bone meal do I have? I have a good amount of bones. We can get a good amount of moss here, I think. Big question is, where do I, what area do I want to demolish for moss, huh? I guess we can keep doing it over here to this guy's front yard. I'm sure he just doesn't appreciate it, but... So I want this to go maybe like here. I want to say this will be enough moss. The main point of the moss is to be a roof block more than anything else, not necessarily to be the foundation or building block. So I think this will be more than enough for what I'm trying to do, and if not, I can always come back and get more. I ain't too worried about it. I also need some diorite, so we're going to go get some of that as well. Oh my goodness! Let's get on back home. Gosh, dude. Put away some of the stuff we've kind of just picked up along the way. I did not grab much diorite. I need way more than that, huh? What's ridiculous is I'm not actually seeing any right now. Is that not crazy? There's some right there. That's like super far away from me though. Oh, there's got to be a better way. Where's my boat? I'm going to do something that I kind of hope I didn't have to, and I'm going to go back out to the water, I guess, right? Like, I grabbed all the safe diorite I could. I guess I could start looking at maybe grabbing dangerous diorite. I don't know. Like... I don't see any, like, nearby. But if I get in the water, I can just boat around, like, an open... Well, it's all a cave. A more open area. And maybe find more diorite somewhere. We're going to kind of just scan the coastline of these areas and see if we could just find a ton of diorite sitting somewhere that it otherwise wouldn't normally be, that is super duper easily accessible. All right, I did find a pocket of somewhat easily accessible. There's also some moss here. Here's what I really want. Flowberries. All right. We're going to grab a ton of this diorite here. And then I'm also going to grab some of the coal that's up there because I keep running out of it. And I would like it. All right, I've basically removed an entire diorite deposit. We have a ton of the stuff now, which is awesome. Now it's just a matter of getting back into our boat and getting back home. I'm going to try to grab this before he turns into a drowned. All right, I think we're just going to play it smart and get out of here. Although I did see this. Now, you might be able to see that being shown on. That is a bunch of clay, which, like, I'm honestly not opposed to going to get a little bit of this stuff for, like, different chimneys we might want to add. And this is the first time I've had clay, like, so close, like, super just directly into my face. That hole scares me a little bit, as does that skeleton. And you know what? I think that's enough for me to dip. I think you've created an environment where I don't feel safe, so I'm actually going to go. Thank you. I'll build the chimneys out of stone, actually. I think we can get started working on the house. Let me get together all the blocks that I need now that I have all the diorite. Let's organize our little area a bit, and then we can kind of just go from there. All right, I think I now am holding everything I need to build this base, minus, of course, a couple leaves. What I need in particular, I think, are oak leaves and not spruce. I think these look a little nicer. I think that should be enough. Also, what I've just realized is all my leaves look weird and wonky, and I think that's actually my fault. I think I can fix this, though, by going into my house and doing it in a safe space. Hold on. All right, now our leaves look like more normal. I'm trying out bushy leaves. I think they look better when I do designs, and I don't actually mind them when I'm, like, walking around. They make the trees look pretty nice. Now, this is going to be a pretty big base, so I think the first thing we need to do is get the actual layout done. So we need 11 blocks of just straight room, and then I think I need 9 this way. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is kind of how big the actual house is going to be, and I think it's nice that we've created enough space from here to not be in the way of the building. And honestly, now it's just about getting all these pieces in. And this will be the kind of the general layout. So we're going to have a small window that's right here, and then the actual entrance right over here, which I think will look pretty nice, and I'm actually kind of happy with it. Now, of course, I'm going to have to bring in a bit of my birch wood. This actually only ever looks good with diorite, so that makes sense. Take this up by, I think, 2 more blocks. All right, now we have this structure. Now, obviously not done. Looks a little rough, but that's okay. We're going to decorate this now. And the first part of doing this is throwing in the actual roof blocks. So the way that this is going to work, and I have actually forgotten a piece of the puzzle here, which is that I need some moss. And I just left it all in here like a big dumb idiot. Let's grab a couple more scaffolding blocks. Where is my moss now? Boom, bam, there it is. Now, the reason I have so many trapdoors is because of this section right here, where we are going to put all of our trapdoors. And we're going to go over one more here, except that I really want it to face the same direction as the rest of these guys. This is where some good stairs will come in here. All right, and actually the roof is at a perfect height. This is going to be quite a tall roof, but it's going to be offset by the roof on this window. So it might just look real huge for a split second, but that is okay. I do want to push this back just a little in any spot that it makes sense to do so in. Okay, I like that. Very nice, very nice. Now I need to get a similar style thing going on at the front here as well. Alrighty. Now the main setup of the roof is done, minus the top part here. I want to get started on this window portion now, though. I think the way that this is doing it is it's just going stair, stair, more moss. Except that one of these only needs to be 1 tall. So I think you take it down here. And honestly, I think it's supposed to be offset here. So I can actually remove these real quick. So they need to be offset by 1 more block. Now we should be able to actually do the window. Dude, see, I get all caught up in these builds, man. Actually so bad. Now this is kind of where our roof will meet up with the rest of the building. But now I get to figure out the super exciting part of getting all of this in now. And of course in here we can bring in more of our supporting blocks here with a birch slab. And this is what it'll look like. I think it actually looks nice. Of course we need to get all the roofing and the details in, but it's going to look pretty dang good, I think. Although I'm finding I might need a little bit more moss here. All Alright, and now with the roof in, you can see that it's quite a tall one. Now, of course, I need to get this decorated. I actually need to, I think, remove this piece and just put moss here. I don't want it to be so offshoot here. And that is where some of our leaves will come in. So I think we're going to have nice bushy leaf here. No problem. We're just going to set some of these around. Making one small change to the roof that I think is going to benefit it pretty heavily. And that is, well, getting rid of this a little more, I guess. Doing this. Yeah, I don't hate that. Honestly, that makes me kind of want to do this off to the side of these, though, to cover up these blocks a little better. I do like that a lot more. Okay, so now I need to get the details in. I want to get some of the azalea trees and some grass up here, which means I need to go bone meal some grass, or not bone meal it, shear it. And then we can finish decorating this. I do need to put torches up here, which I'm not currently holding. What I would love to have done is put glow berries somewhere to really light this place up. But that'll probably have to come at a later moment. Let's go get some grass. Let's go get some more bone. Or not more bones. Let's go get some more... Those are what I'm looking for. Moss. There it is. Alright, I've got all the blocks I think I need to finish off this little area. Bro, please go home. Please. I'm telling you, this dude's got a death wish, man. Let's get back up and let's finish building. Biggest issue is going to be taking this back down this way. Because I don't have the open space. I actually probably should have pushed this up by one more. But we didn't have a lot of space up front either. So I didn't feel comfortable with that, although we could have extended the dirt. Ah, it's whatever. It's whatever. Wait, how did I mess this up somewhere along the way? Okay. You know what we should do then? Let's build it from the actual tip all the way back down. I think that's a much better idea. Is that correct now? It is. I actually did build this one block too wide, it looks like, actually. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, I clearly messed this up some way. Wow, this is so hard to think about and look at the same time. Oh, I don't think it's supposed to be a by 9. I think it's supposed to be a by 7. So I actually need to take this entire section out and rebuild this entire back wall. I am now so locked in, it's actually unreal. I know exactly where I am with this. I built it 2 blocks too wide. It only needed to be 7 blocks wide. And now this is properly built. Gosh, that took a lot more brain power than I thought it was going to, I gotta be honest. Just put the same roof out the back here that we did up front. Of course, remove a little bit of the excess blocks out the back here that we don't care for. Now to re-get moss in and hope that we have enough to finish the roof off. Alright, now we can, like, actually just decorate this bad boy with all the blocks that we got. I have not picked up any torches. I haven't even crafted any torches to light this thing up. I need to do that, like, now. Start out the front with some torches. So I want them to kind of be somewhat hidden, although that's not extremely plausible. How could we light this up properly without it looking like doo-doo? The only plants that I know that emit light are blocks we don't really have a lot of access to. So this would be like, I have jack-o'-lanterns, but I don't have a way to put this in. I have a singular glowberry, but there's nothing for it to hang on here. Dang, that's a little annoying. How do I feel about putting moss carpet across all of this? Would I happen to have enough moss to do that? I have 39 moss carpet. I'm almost positive that's not enough, but we can also make a lot more. Let's see if we can. If we can do this, then we don't actually need to light up the roof of it. We just need to then light up, like, the walls aesthetically. And any place that we have leaves, this is an unnecessary task, which is good, because mobs can't spawn on leaves. Let's get this level done. You're already on. You're already on. Good. Okay, well, that's the entirety of the back. We do need more than we had, but we have a good amount now still. Oh, my pickaxe is going to break. This is it. Last block. Well, that's our first diamond tool gone, but luckily we can make more. So let's do that real quick, because I will absolutely need another pickaxe. Alright, the whole thing is now mossed carpeted. So we now no longer have to worry about that. What I do have to worry about is this. I need to get this full of some blocks. I guess we are just probably going to use our dye right here, right? That's making sense in my head. Sure. All right, that is one side of this done. Now, of course, yes, we're going to decorate this. It's not just going to be a flat wall. That would be a little bit ugly. I have an idea to put a chimney probably on this side. And this side, I don't know. We'll get to it when I get to it, I guess. Alrighty. I think other than decorating, though, that's going to be the whole house's, like, structural portion done. I need to get my door and my window in, and the window is going to go right there, I think. Now, I gotta think of how I want to decorate this. I think I do have an idea, and I think it's actually pretty simple, and I think it's just to do this. We're going to go at the top here, the bottom here. Something like this. Little window, very nice. Let's go make some, well, let's not go make some. Let's grab some glass. And then I do need to make or grab a door, which I have. And I need some fences. I want to say 9 will be enough, but there's no real good way to find out until we place them. So my thought process here is we're going to do something like this for the door entrance. I actually want to bring this up by 1 more on each side, though, because I do want a lantern here. Let's kind of tie that together really well, honestly. I think this is looking kind of sick, actually. Do need to kind of put a roof on this, so let's grab our full-on blocks here. And let's cap it off, I guess, like here. Boom. Bro, this is actually pretty cozy. I need to, I mean, I love that. I love the way this looks. I need to get a lantern here and right dangling from the door. So let's go grab those real quick. I also need to place this at the very top there, like that. And that's so that our lantern has something to actually sit on. Let's go make a couple lanterns. I'm going to have to go mining for some iron soon, right? I'm pretty sure I'm close to out of it. Go here and here. Now that, oh my gosh, I'm in my trees. That looks sick, dude. Wait, I really like this house, bro. Once we get this chimney over here, oh my gosh, let's go get the chimney. I need stone brick, some stairs, and I need I have 1 piece of coal. How many do you need for, oh, I only need 1. Sick. Well, that makes that really easy. Now, here's the way that I'm thinking I want this to look. We're going to come, maybe even take this 1 more block down. So then we'll go boom, bam, boom, and then bam. It's hard to place these when I'm getting burned alive. Okay, I just checked it. I think it actually needs to come out like 1 more full block. I think the way that this should actually look is give me all of these blocks. That's going to include this, which I'm going to need to recraft. That kind of sucks. I'll tell you what it is. I think it just starts too low. Am I crazy to just alternatively put like a big... No, I don't want like a huge like smokestack chimney. That's going to be like crazy. Let's get all of these bad boys in now. It's going to be a very minor detail on an otherwise cool build. Alright, we're just going to have the furnace kind of close to everything, although I really super duper hate it. Like, I just so feel like it should come out by 1 more, but it's also a minor detail you're just never going to see anyway. So it's whatever, it looks fine. It fills up the space here, which is what I really wanted it to do, although there's still more of a downward area we need to handle, which is this. But I do have an idea. I think we just want to have like a pretty small like space here that maybe we'll put like a chest, maybe some, honestly, you can even have it come out a little more. So I'm thinking we can have, like, some chests, some barrels, and start, like, the crop area around it. But, of course, that brings me into now the next thing we need, which is, well, our crop area. So let's put all that in here. Now, I do need to figure out how I want this farm area to look. Now, my thought process is to just put a path from this leading right over to our stairs here, and of course right over here, and then put any of my crops kind of just in between where the path and the rest of the border is. So I don't think our path will be massive. I don't think it needs to be, but this might be a good time to tell you that I am going to put a little bit more dirt around this just so that we have a little bit more room off to this side. That is much, much better. We just have a lot more area now to play with, which I think looks pretty good. Although it does mean that we're going to need a lot more room down here to kind of set up our base. That sucks. All right, I need a bucket, and I need an infinite water source. I don't think I've placed any water down literally anywhere. I can place the infinite source maybe here, but I need to go get water. And I did get rid of one of the villagers' water source in their farm, so I don't know if I'm going to have enough water just out and about here to create a water source. But if not, the underwater cave ocean is like low-key 220 feet from me, maybe, max. Let's see. Do you guys have a watered farm anywhere over here, or no? Certainly not looking like it. That kind of stinks. I'm gonna grab some of these real quick. These are gonna be placed kind of all over our farm. Okay, I am low-key not seeing any water, and I think that's because these guys don't have any. Also, another big thing to note, I've not seen them spawn an iron golem yet, which either means that they aren't going to, they're really slow to do so, or it's died. Well, let's go grab a little bit of dirt. Or a little bit of dirt, a little bit of water. That's what I meant to say. Are you really going to cause me a big issue? Now what? Skeleton is not helping at all. He has an enchanted bow. Okay. Are they going to try to follow me? Doesn't look like it, but the one spot I need to get back to, there's a creeper over here. He's going to have to perish eventually. There's no better time like the present, except unless I run away. Get juked, idiot. I'm out. Oh, yeah. Easiest escape of my life. Blowing up could not be me. Except unless you subscribe and like this video, and then blowing up, it could be me. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. I post 100 days content all the time, all the freaking time. It's like all I post 9 times out of, you know what, 10 out of 10 times. You should go definitely subscribe because you're cool, and only cool people subscribe to the FatieDadie YouTube channel. That's just true. So if you're not subscribed, I have news for you, and it's not looking good. Okay, so I want to plant my potatoes for sure, and I want to start planting some wheat. I think carrots and everything else can actually kick rocks. So we have water here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's bring it out like that. Okay, we will no longer hopefully be starving. Here's what I do want now. I want some decorations. Let's grab this, and I'll tell you what I actually want more is a chest doubled up there. Let's also grab these. So for this spot, we can decorate it by doing something like this. And I want a lantern. Ayo. He gets there eventually, that's what they're saying. Okay, so now we have like an actual like working space here. Honestly, now we just gotta wait for all this to grow, which of course it needs a ton, and I mean a ton of light. Which is where the frog lights are gonna come in. So here's my thought process. I think just straight up, you go like right to the middle and you place a light. And we're just going to kind of have these scattered around all of our crops so that they provide the light for all of these items, which I think is a good idea. But I think that does mean that the next step is going to be getting all of our croppage kind of placed around and then getting our path in. I can honestly just start the path now, low key. All right, I think we can probably get away with just a 2-block wide path, but I think if you really want to go crazy, just as long as we have a little bit more space out here than in here, I think this is fine. And honestly, the space is coming together pretty quick. I really do have to figure out what to do up here, but I'm almost positive I know what I'm going to do. I'm really liking the way this is coming out. And it's going to look so much better once I get the retaining walls and then a secondary platform right here. Dude, it's going to look so sick. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, I think next step, honestly, we should probably do a little bit of resource gathering. So here are the big things that I need. I don't really need more stone. I need more dirt, and I need to chop down my trees and get them replanted. I also need to remove this window and fill this up. But I could also maybe enclose the staircase back here and have like an extension on the house right here. For what, though, honestly? I'm not sure. We'll come back to this window here in a little bit, but I think it's going to be resource time. I need more food. I only have 13 of my cod left, and since we're underground, this is going to take forever to grow, just as our trees have done. But we're going to have to just put in a little bit more effort here and try to get some stuff going. So I'm not going to go village hunting. Normally I would. Let's get some dirt as a primary. Let's get our wood all chopped down. It's pretty much just going to be a chore time. We need dirt specifically to bring this all down. That's going to require we get a couple trees first. Alright, well, that's all of our oak trees. I guess I can go ahead and replant these. I'm really starting to feel like I need more torches. Like, I feel like the light down here is pretty bad. These are our bigger issue trees, our spruce. Let's go ahead and just cut these all the way down. And then we can grow some more. Because I think the lack of light is causing these to grow like either really slow or not at all. Is like my general worry. And it's starting to feel like they're not growing at all. Because we have a ton of them that have grown. But all the ones that did grow seem to be the ones next to torches. So maybe we need more. I don't know. I don't care enough to figure it out. What I do want to do is go ahead and get the retaining wall and the dirt put in here, but I need to figure out where I'm going to start the retaining wall. So I guess let's grab some dirt here real quick, just so we have like a scaffolding block. Now my thought process is I don't want it super duper high, but I think I might want it at least 5 blocks since this one is 3. So maybe we'll go 4 on the oak, 5 on the spruce. Does that make sense? I'm going to need way more dirt, though, because I need to basically create a secondary line beneath the last block of this, so that way we have all the space. And I definitely do not have enough dirt for that, do I? I guess that means I need to mine more dirt. But I'll do that later. But let's get over to this, and let's just create a quick line that goes, like, right here. And we'll kind of just follow the secondary blocks here. Okay. This is one line of it done. And this is maybe half of it. I guess I still need to go over and get this side as well. This side feels like it might be more of a problem in general. Just because I don't have it. Yeah, I'm actually just out of dirt totally. And you know what? I guess we can actually just start doing this side real quick so we can at least see how the wall's going to look. And then we'll bring this dirt up to here, I think, to match the rest of it. Alright, honestly, I think this is going to go pretty good. I think this is the one part where I'm like, I don't actually think I need this block here. But I think in that instance, I would want to take this one away and keep that one. So let's grab this one. Good. And then we can grab some of this dirt that's like as an excess block here. That way we can use it in other parts of the build. Okay. Come right the way back up, and let's keep placing log. Alright, now we've got at least this side of the wall done. I now need to get these slabs to put on the oak ones. And I'm thinking I do still want the oak ones stripped, just because I think that'll look pretty good. But we'll have to see how it compares when next to this, because maybe I won't love it, or maybe I will like it a lot. I don't know. Oh, that is going to be so freaking sick, dude. When all the wheat's in and this wall's all the way around, and then there's a lower portion. This is going to look awesome. I gotta be honest. I'll tell you what I really need is some more oak logs. That makes sense. You know what? I'm pretty much just fully surrounded by spruce anyway. So I really just need my oak to grow a little more. In fact, that's all the oak I have. There it is. Alright, let's put all of our wood stuff away here. And then our plant life. I guess give me the saplings too. I don't need these in there. Need them in here. I guess the game plan is to get more dirt and see if we can find some oak trees now that I am heavily and very quickly running out of them. And then I need to expand our little farm here, even though not much of it has grown due to the lack of light. Still, we need it. I need this whole area to be wheat eventually. Oh, I also forgot to I just completely forgot to grab torches, the like main thing I went in there for. You know what I think our biggest issue is that I just don't have that much coal. I guess it probably would not hurt to go get some, right? Oh, I don't want to, but we probably should. I really badly need it. Let's go see about getting some more oak wood. I guess I can chop it from here, from my supply. But that's not going to get me very much. Maybe if I spent more time just looking at my build to figure out what I'm building, I would waste more time growing trees. I sat here and molded over and forgot to pause my game. And I'm just sitting here like a dummy. That's whatever. At least we have more oak wood. That's kind of what I cared about. It's still definitely not enough, I think, to complete our wall, though. We'll have to really find out. I need to plant a couple more. Oh, well, so this is just the wrong thing. What? Wait, what? Is this supposed to happen? You can just do this? Am I crazy? I feel like I might be going a little bit crazy. No way you can just plant your trees on tilled land, right? I guess maybe you can. I just didn't know that. Okay, did anyone else know you could do this? I'm going insane, bro. I had no clue you could do that. That's so weird. Whatever. Don't pay attention to it, Fatty. Dirt mining time. I'm trying to stick to doing as much of my mining like this in third person as possible. I am so afraid I'm going to get snuck up on by a creeper and just lose the entirety of this 100 days. And we're already so deep, I don't want that to happen, dude. I had to restart this, I would lose my mind. I feel like we got so lucky with our spawn, generally speaking. Of course, minus the fact that I couldn't find any sand anywhere. But it's okay. Everything else has gone pretty well. I did get more dirt, so let's go place some more dirt. See how this works out for us. Hopefully well. Need to figure out where I was, though, of course. Yo, if I don't place this on the side of the block that I'm looking at, I'm going to start to freak out. Okay, let's get back over to our little tree area here. Start planting more. Oh, except I'm not holding any of my spruce logs. No, good job, Fatty. That was really smart of you. Good job, big guy. You're killing it. What can I say? Thank you, thank you. Oh, I had so many more oak logs. I did not need to cut down all my trees, bro. I gotta start paying attention, like, actually. This is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Now to get the extra logs up top. And of course, these are always our twofer. Ah, shoot, I'm not holding any of my slabs, bro. I come out here so ill-prepared every time. 24 is definitely enough, right? There's no way I have more than 24, like, spots to put these, I think. Look at this little guy. You want up here? Aw, you can't get up here. I made it impossible. Alrighty. Let's get a look at this. Oh, yeah, dude. Now that there's a freaking wall here, I am pretty happy. I am liking the way this looks. I don't love this part, but I can overlook it. I do think I want to strip it. I think it looks better stripped, like right over there. And honestly, I'm half tempted to strip the whole of this one. So the spruce and the oak. Maybe that'll help me kind of differentiate this part from this part, but I'm not super sold on that. What I do need to do, though, is get all of my dirt placed in to bring it kind of up to where the wall is now. And this is going to be quite the hassle, I think. So I'm going to need literally all the dirt I have, and then some, probably. I definitely don't think I have enough dirt. But also, creating another retaining wall feels like a lot of retaining wall. Like, it doesn't feel like I need quite that many here. Okay, so I need, like, everything to come up to, like, right here, basically. And I think it's going to be a lot of just, let's get this area up, and then a second area, and so on and so forth. This is why I kind of feel like this is going to take a long time, because, like, I don't really have a lot of space for everything, honestly. That's my shovel, too? Dang, bro. In fact, that is quite literally all of my dirt right there, gone. Sick. Let's light this up real quick just to make sure we don't get ambushed when we're down here. That does kind of stink. That's everything I had. Let's get back home and make another shovel now that mine has broken. We still have so much left to do, and I don't have any of the dirt for it. I could take it from underneath here. Is that crazy? Or is that kind of valid, low-key? I could get the dirt from areas like this, like these big pockets back here. Well, never mind. I guess I could get them from, like, right here. This is definitely safer than what I've been doing, and you guys are never going to see this. And honestly, neither am I, hopefully. You know what? This is such a good idea because I found some coal, which I desperately need right now. I will take literally all of this. Thank you, thank you. Alright, now it's just about bringing this part up to meet up with the wood now. Alright. Now the wall is at least connected to the ground in some way. We need to now kind of make this dirt feel like it's more gradual on its incline. This feels a little bit too sharp for me. But I also want a staircase that kind of comes out and around on this side, and another one on this side, I think. I think that would look pretty good, but it's something we'll get in after I think we have all the dirt in first. And to make this as easy as possible and to utilize as much of the dirt as we have as possible, I think we'll start this maybe like over where this is. And we're just going to kind of bring these up a little. And that's all my dirt. You can kind of see we're just kind of trying to create some like natural ledges here. And we can honestly clean this up even more with like leaves and different decoration. But for right now, I just want it to look like it fits the area. Because it certainly does not feel like it does right now. But of course, sadly, that means even more dirt mining for me. So I guess I'll be right back. You know what, I didn't think about this, but I don't really have a way in here now. My ladder's beneath all this. I guess I can create a kind of way in here. I guess that'll work. Alright, but I think Now we have all the dirt done, so I'm just getting back into my house to make sure I'm safe so I can show you guys. You can see that once the grass is in, this is going to be a much more natural look. I'm not sold on this part. I might connect all this dirt. I kind of left some chunks out just to show a little bit of like pseudo-natural. I need to get pseudo-natural. I need to get some dirt here though, and maybe extend down here. But I think ignore this. This doesn't matter. You guys aren't going to see that. But like generally speaking, it looks a lot nicer. I want to get rid of, here's my next step. We're going to get rid of some of the trees around this area, along with probably a villager house or 3. Anyway, and then I want to create the staircases down, and then like a kind of campsite in this general area, which I think will look really cool. But I also think right here, I want a mine entrance, which I think will look like super sick to just be right in the wall, kind of in the middle of where the stairs are going to be. Now, to build that mine entrance, and of course the following stairs as well, we're going to probably need more dirt, but also some stone brick variant stuff, and I'll throw in some cobblestone maybe as well. I'm going to take some trapdoors, and I'm even going to craft a couple more spruce blocks, so maybe give me a couple more slabs here just in case, and then I want a ton of these. Alright, so I think where I want the staircase to be is somewhere right around here, like leading into the base, but not directly on it. So I think what we'll do is take out this one, and this one. And this is where I want the first staircase to wind up. Okay. Now the way that I think I want to do this is I want this to be kind of the like pseudo scaffold block. And honestly, we're going to push this back a little too. I guess the way that we have this, I want the dirt to come out to here. The staircase is going to be a little bit hard to make, I think, mostly because I'm trying to curve it, and I have not built a curved staircase in Minecraft in quite some time. So let's look at how I want this to be. I can still do this part and just keep it as is, maybe, as a way to show that there's still like a full wall here, but I want it to be made out of stone brick and cobblestone stairs. I want it to be kind of broken up, right? So I don't want it to look like it's all one big piece here, but I gotta swing it down and around a little bit. So we're gonna go back out here. You know what, actually, instead of taking this down 1, 1, 1, I think I would rather take it down by 2 at a time. So maybe maintain where this is, and then come down 1 more. I think that's going to work out way better. So then we'll come down here, a little bit of curve off to the side there. And then honestly, I'm going to be needing, I need more oak logs and spruce logs. I think I'm just going to take the sides as the retaining wall. I think the retaining wall on the side is, it's like structural support for the stairs is going to look a little nicer than just oak wood everywhere, right? So if that makes sense. So I think like right here, we're going to come down just like this. And we'll even bring it up by 1. And luckily for me, I am holding some spruce stuff again, which is great. There we go. Go maybe like here, and then we can go boom, bam, 1 more spruce, and then we kind of just like block this off, I guess, like with dirt. This is kind of hard to think about, man. My brain's starting to hurt a little bit. I don't think I get this, like how I'm wanting to do this. I think I am somewhat understanding. It's certainly very different than what I'm used to doing typically. But I do like how natural this kind of feels. Can you make it even better by doing something like this? Maybe removing this block into a regular slab. I think that's much nicer. And then we're pretty much just about done. And then we can just bring the dirt up to this thing. Now, of course, now that we have this in, I still need to get all of my wood logs in on this side, which is going to be mildly annoying considering these are going to need to be a lot taller. That actually looks kind of sick. Wait, I really like that. Honestly, I kind of wish at this point that I pushed it out to like here instead, but I really did not want it to interfere with the actual like house that I have, but maybe it would have been worthwhile to bring it out a little bit. We're a little too deep into it now though, so I think we'll just get another one right over to where this side that kind of also wraps around, and then we can put a mine entrance smack dab in the middle. I think that's gonna look great. Let's get a couple torches in here just to make sure we stay lit up. just to be safe. And now we have a full-on entrance. Now, of course, I'm going to put some fence gates here because I can just anticipate a creeper walking up on me broad daylight and marteling me so crazy. I just feel it in my bones. That's what's going to happen, and I'm trying to avoid getting blown to smithereens. Real question is, how do we want to do this? I guess give me this. Let's go up on these ones here. Do that, and then I guess you could just do something like this. This feels like boo-boo, but it's better than nothing, right? And now no mobs should be able to get in, unless, of course, they can jump up here. Feels like they might be able to do that. Of course, they can jump up here, but they can't go over there. And I don't think they're smart enough to make this one block jump. I think that's a little out of their depth. Very cool, very cool, very cool. I'm honestly pretty happy with how this has all turned out. I'm a big fan of what's going on here. Let's do another one right over here. Also, I think I did figure out what I want to do up here. I think we're going to push this wall in a little bit and put our nether portal right there. Of course, that's going to require I do find some obsidian, which I think we should be able to. We are in a giant cave, so if I can find like one lava source somewhere, I'll be just fine. Also, I would like to put like one more torch up top here because this feels just a little bit dark. Just a too incy bit. So let's put it like here. One where this torch is. Does that feel like a good spot for it? Honestly, I'm going to push it back by one. Of course, let's take out all of the wood. Get some dirt in here. And I want this on a completely flat plane. So let's also snag this. So I want it to begin, honestly, probably just like right here, right? Where's my cobblestone slabs? Boom. And now we get to do all the super fun part of just bringing this in a whole lot. Start the turn here. And I think we'll bring the dirt up to that. Definitely a much sharper angle than I had on the other one. More to that point, I don't know that I care enough to fix it. I mean, I kind of do, right? I think it really starts here. Okay. This is a little bit nicer. Okay, I can now work with this, I think. Let's get our little pieces on here. And the fact that I'm still not done with this is a little bit crazy. I can be. I just need to bring dirt in here, which I'm going to have to do, I think, anyway. Okay, let's go get some more gates for that so that we don't get snuck up on by mobs, and then we can take a look at it. Alright, now we're fully blocked off. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Once we get like a mine entrance right here, this place is going to look so sick. I am half tempted to redo this in a way that I did this. So maybe start on this line in 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I should do that. Oh, how obnoxious. Okay. It just looks a little bit goofy right now, which I don't really like it. I want it to look even on each side. That's like in an ideal world, they both look the exact same. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this, although it's not at the ground yet, will be. So it seems like a good curve. So that's probably what I should have started with, was the outside walls. Oh my goodness. Have them go up 1, 1, 1. We pretty much have to start chopping from like here. Now they are pretty much the exact same. Gosh, that took so long. They still look a little wonky just because they're on different like sets of where the wall is. But they're made the exact same now. I need to finish the decorative portion of this and then light it all up. And then I think we are a-okay to go. The decorative portion I think is just going to be a lot of this, honestly. Boom, bam, bop. I guess you need to come up by one more. I don't really know. Yeah, that makes some sense to me. I think I went this up and this up by one. Now, there is still ways that mobs can jump up here, so we're going to cover up some of these, because I really want to avoid mobs being able to get up. I think they can get up here, and that does mean that they can jump in. And now they cannot get in there. And there we go, dude. Honestly? Oh, yeah. I mean, come on now. That's looking pretty sick. Let's, I think, next step here, before we get like the next full project going, I want to really quickly do a little bit of chores, and that means grabbing all of our plantable stuff, mostly wheat, and expanding on our current farms, because right now they're looking a little drab since it's only surrounding one thing that I built, instead of, I don't know, the entirety of the thing that I built. I'm gonna really have to go get more fish pretty soon. I guess we should probably go on a fishing excursion here in a little bit. Okay, now, in truth, I want kind of both of these ends to be covered in the stuff. And by the stuff, of course, I mean wheat seeds. I could not think of that word, but I did eventually. I think we'll do this in a way that traps the water. So I'm going to take our oak leaves, and I will waterlog the oak leaves themselves, because I think at that point it doesn't flow at all. Kind of need one like here, another one maybe like here, maybe one there, and then one like here. Honestly, in that case, let's just bring this one over a little bit more so we can place it like here. So that way we can keep our dirt in this section and that section. And then we can mark these spots after, of course, we put some water in them. Where did I put my infinite water source? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. You know what? I guess in here is where we can actually put, like, the wheat and potatoes and carrots that we get. I think that's a pretty good idea. And then I'll be able to remove all these torches because I'm putting the ogre lights as an indicator of where my water is, but also because I think it'll look pretty sick. And then we'll do something like this, which means I can remove these. And honestly, I wonder if I can probably, first of all, I can definitely remove you. Can I just remove this guy? Oh, yeah. Of course, I do not have enough seeds to really get this whole thing ready to go. But I'm going to try to get most of this. I'm just going to plant like as many of the seeds that I have. And that's actually all of them. Now I just need to wait for this to regrow again. I think for the meantime, I want to put my potatoes around this side here. Just so that I have a nice, like a more space for the potatoes in particular. Because I have a feeling that once my fishing rod breaks, if I don't fish up another one, then I'm going to have to go hunt spiders, and then I got to, like, get a bunch of string, and then I got to cook all that fish, and I got to spend time fishing. That sounds like a hassle, when I can just bake a couple potatoes and be pretty much set. So I think that's my game plan. I definitely don't have as many as the soil I've tilled, I think. That's pretty obvious. Yeah. Okay, that's all of it. Hi-yi. Well, we definitely need more food, since I am one piece of fish away from not having any more food at all. I can make bread with the wheat I have, but it's not going to give me much. Let's go through. Let's see. I can't eat pumpkins. It's kind of an L. I can eat glowberries, but I have to grow a lot of them. I can eat rotten flesh, but that's like, I gotta be in dire straits. I can make mushroom soup, but I don't have a lot of red mushroom. I actually haven't found very many. And then, of course, I have sweet berries, which I don't really want to use those either, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like we should probably go fishing. So let's run over our game plan real quick. So once this, now that I've got this done, and once I have some more food, my game plan is that I think down here, I want to get a small campsite. I need to clear out these trees, take down these 3 houses, and flatten this area a little bit. I want a campsite, right? And the campsite is going to be, like, where my villagers are. Because, like, you know in anime, I don't know if you watch anime, but I watch anime. In anime, like, there's, like, you'll go dungeon crawling, but you have to have a setup, right? So I typically have, like, a couple tents, maybe a campfire, place to sit, maybe even, like, a cooking, whatever. I think that'll be really cool, considering we are in a cave, a sort of dungeon of sorts. I think it could look really cool. Plus, like, once all this has wheat in it, it's going to look sick. Now, I do want to get something like a small build right over here that kind of peeks over the wall. So here's my thought process, right? I think on this side, we want a small, like, smeltery area where it's going to be kind of an open space, but we'll have a small chimney that kind of comes up with maybe our different tools and stuff. We can create a path straight through and have it kind of line the sides here. I don't know if it'll come out super duper far, but just something that fills up this space that isn't all crop, since crops are going to encompass most of the second area inside the retaining wall. And I think that'll look pretty sick. I then, of course, need to strip all of the oak wood I have along these parts, which is going to take me forever, but it's got to be done. And yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think it's going to look super sick. I just have to continue to work on it. So for the time being, let's go see if we can get some more food. I need to fish a little bit. And then I will come back here and hope that all of this has grown. I will try not to be too far away. I am pretty close to my spawn chunk, so it shouldn't necessarily matter. But now we can use this little walking area to get down there, which is kind of a W. And then once I bring all the villager tents and stuff in, I can also get the dirt up to where the staircases are, since they're a little bit off still. Not like a huge amount, but enough that it's going to be annoying. All right, we're going to come right here, and I'm going to get my fish on. So, oh wait. I want to get away from the bubble columns. We're going to come right over here, and I'm going to get my fish out. I'll be Back once I have a ton of fish, I guess. It's actually ridiculous how long fishing takes underground. I have a feeling it's because I'm underground, but I don't know. We got a little bit of stuff, nothing too crazy. I did get a name tag and I got some food, which is all I really cared about. Now, there is one other thing I need to do, and that is grab a bit of snow. So as I'm sure you've been keenly aware, because I'm keenly aware, no passive mobs really spawn underground. I think they're supposed to. I do think they're supposed to, but they don't. Which means that if I want to make these tents for the villagers, this is crazy looking. If I want to make tents for villagers, I need a white block, and that's probably going to be snow, to be honest with you. Now, I need to get up to an area that has snow that is easily accessible without me dying. Maybe like right here looks pretty good. And now I just need to pick up a bunch of this stuff. Or we can go over to there where there's a ton of snow, but there's also mobs, which is a little bit concerning. What I also would like to do is find a bit of obsidian somewhere so that I can finish off, like, make a much larger portal than I have. Let's go over this way, maybe? There's some snow over there, which is promising. There's none over here, so that's less appealing. I guess let's head over this way and see if we can grab some of the snow there. Although that's not much either. How much can I make right now? 32? I need way, way more than that, huh? Kind of want that clay too, but I'll leave it. No, I want it. I want the clay. I'm going to go get it. Let's hope no mobs spawn on it this time. Last time we were here, mobs spawned all over this bad boy, so I'm really hoping I don't see any as I come over here. That should be enough clay for what I need. Now it's snow time. I mean, there's so much snow over here, but I just have a feeling mobs are going to spawn literally all over me, which is not ideal. Maybe we just do... Oh my gosh, I drowned. Hello. Maybe we do want to hit this spot, like where the ice is. It just seems like much safer, and safe is kind of what I care about right now. There's a creeper over here, but I can handle a creeper. Skeleton over there too. Well, it's getting a little more dangerous. Okay, hold on. There have got to be better ways to do this, right? It's an amethyst geode in the water. Very cool. Let's just... Oh, like that. That has light and a ton of snow. So let's go over this way. I don't think we've actually been over here, but I wish we had... Nope, never mind. There's only sandstone, no sand. I was going to say I wish we had when I was hunting for sand, but like everywhere else I visited, that's not much sand at all. Question is, how many mobs are about to spawn over here? Maybe very little, hopefully. This is looking pretty good. Let's grab a bunch of snow. Alright, I'm holding a little over 4 stacks of snow, so this should definitely be enough for, I think, what I'm trying to do. I don't need, like, a whole colony of tents. I pretty much just need, like, 3, 4, maybe 5 total, and they're not going to be huge. So my thought process is instead of building, like, an actual house for the villagers, like an actual centralized building, I want to use the tents as their market stalls. So instead of, like, using colored wool and building pretty basic market stalls, I think we can just build like a survivalist camp style building with a couple tents, some campfires for light, so on and so forth, and that'll be able to tie the villagers into the base in a way that makes sense for what we're doing, right? And I think it'll just look a lot cooler than just regular old market stalls or a regular old trading hall. I want to get a little more creative with these endeavors, especially with the villagers, because they're pretty important. Or at least I guess they will be if I do 200 days. So if you wanted to see 200 days cave world, let me know down in the comments. It'll allow me to know kind of where the interest is with this video, but also it'll mean I can expand quite a lot. We have a huge space for our building. I do need like a bit more dirt. Let's, I guess, start by clearing out all of our trees. I think this will be pretty important. Alrighty, I think we've got all of our little trees down here cut. Now I need to come over here and get these guys as well. Alright, very nice. So now, I think I need to bring in a ton of dirt so that this level, like this bottom area, meets up with this middle area. And then I guess I want to extend my stairway down by 1 more on both sides, because I think it's only 1 block away from being there. That's alright, we can figure that out later. Alright, let's get our raw fish cooking here. I don't want to put in all of my coal, but a little bit will be good. We can get our salmon next. For the time being, though, let's get all of our sort of building blocks, and we basically just need to get reorganized again. So give me a sec to do that real quick. Alrighty, and we are now reorganized again, thankfully. So I think the game plan, or the name of the game right now, is Collect Dirt Simulator and Expand Wheat and Potato Simulator, because these grew a lot while I was out, which is sick. Which does make sense. I was out for like ever, Now that our crops are in full swing, bro, I'm feeling pretty good about being able to easily expand our food. So I'm feeling good about not needing to go fishing again, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Fishing is not fun. All right, that's all of our wheat expanded. It'll continue to grow. Let's go ahead and get the potatoes up and see if we can plant more of these. All right, all of our crops have now been expanded a little bit further, which is super duper nice. And I think it's time that we head down here, we mine a bunch of dirt, and probably get rid of some villager houses. So I think what we can do is actually get 2 campsites. So like one right here, maybe one right over here, although we might need to remove this or take the dirt back a little bit. Actually, I think what we'll probably do is connect the dirt maybe up on this level. So maybe I need 2 sets here. Yikes, that kind of stinks. I don't know. Let's just mine and see what happens, I think. All right, I think I have reassessed after gathering all this dirt kind of what I want to do here. So my thought process now is to bring this part out just a little, but keep this area generally flat. And in fact, probably mine out some of this. And then I can have the sort of villager tents down on this side. And on this side over here, I think I will bring some of the dirt out a little bit to just kind of line up like here. And then I can put my tents close to this end. Oh my gosh, this guy just dropped down on me. Hello? Now, oh, you fool. I'm about to go down there and show this guy what's good. Dodged, bobbed, weaved. Bobbed and weaved. Oh my goodness. Don't ever talk to me or my family again, brother. It's actually so over. On this side, I think we'll bring the dirt out to like here. And then of course, we need to add a little bit of depth here to this little area. And now I have my stairs actually connecting. Almost. I gotta bring this one down by one more, I think. I mean, you could bring dirt in, I guess, right? I have to decide if I, like, care enough about this space to do this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because we're gonna have a mine entrance, like, right here against this wall. So having a little bit of movement here is probably pretty good. And then I can now create like a stairway that leads kind of into this and then goes right the way back around. Nice. Here's what I think my next game plan is. Now I have to be careful. I actually don't think I need to be too careful. To my knowledge, snow does not melt unless I introduce like ice, and then I think it melts. So we can start making some of our villager areas now, I think. And I think, successfully figured out what I want to do. So I'm going to have my villager area, like, right down here. We're going to kind of clear some more of this space out. But I'm going to have my villager spot down here. And this, normally I would use, like, white wool for tents. But I'm lacking in the white wool department at the moment. So instead, I got snow. That's what the snow is for. Is it a perfect solution? I mean, kinda. It's certainly not going to look bad. That's for sure. So the way that you make these is a little bit tough, and I'm actually forgetting one key block. So I don't want the villagers to escape, and I don't want mobs to get in. So we're going to use some fence gates, just like I have here, to lock the tents from the, I guess, I mean, technically outside and inside, right? Like, they won't be able to enter it in. Or they won't be able to enter, and they won't be able to exit. Which, like, I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, right? Now, I'm going to be honest, I have no clue how to build a tent. I have done this, I think, one time in my survival worlds, and I used a picture of Google so that I could figure out the actual design. It's not something I want to be doing, I think, at this point, so let's start our first tent maybe back here. So my thought process is dirt as the scaffolding block. I think you then go up by 1 on each of these sides. How do I feel about this layout? Certainly a bit small. Maybe we want to go 2 to this, and then this. Yeah, this is a much better layout, I think. So my goal is to do something like this. On this side, 1, 2, 3. We're going to throw a couple, like, supporting blocks in, which I think that generally will make this look alright. So it'll look like that, which is, like, actually fairly supported. Now, they're all going to be a little bit longer, and even, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to bring this one up by, I think, 2 more. It feels just a little bit too short for, like, an active campsite. They're not all going to be, I think, this long. I think some of them will just be like 5 blocks, which is like whatever. I don't think that's a huge deal. But this gives us just a little bit more depth, which I like. Cap these off at the top here. I actually need more stairs, but since I'm here, let's just do the FatieDadie classic and make a bunch of crafting tables that I'm going to continue to keep in the same spot and making more of because I'm a big dumb idiot and I never learn. And there we go. There's one of the tents. I might bring this out by one more block just so that the white is what's covering this. This instead. Maybe I want the outside to be just snow. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. If I could make white banners, I promised that I would, but I cannot. So it's a little bit cooked in that regard. Now, to keep the mobs from coming in, this is where you get to bring these in. Nice. Okay. And then I would like to show... If I do something like that... I actually do not dislike that, and honestly, you could even... I don't love these. And although I do like this part, I actually need a fence right here. Which, to be fair, I'm actually not holding any fences, but I do have some, so let's go grab some real quick. Let's get back down here and spruce this one up a little bit so we have a sort of proven concept here for how we want the tents to look. I actually think this is good. I don't think it's perfect. So I want something like this, I think, on both sides here, just to avoid the walls there. Now, I did see somebody use wood like this. I want to just see how this looks, I think. See if I can get like a vibe for how I feel about this. I do think this looks way better too. That's crazy. It looks so much nicer. Okay, so this is proof of concept. This will be kind of like the central one. We'll have a few that are up here, maybe one there, one here. Maybe one more kind of, maybe 3 is fine, honestly. I kind of want one like here, like a very small one, and then a campsite right in the center. But that used up a ton of snow, so we're gonna have to see if we can continue to do this properly. So let's get one like here. So we're gonna go boom, bam, bop. And this will be one of the like super duper small, like one of the smaller ones, not super duper ones. I so badly feel like I need to go one more. It's just looking too small, dude. It's too frail, I don't know. Let's do like one more, or just one, so we can get 2 slabs of the wood here, I think. And then I'll feel like I've done something here properly. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking, dude. Yeah, let's get another one of these right here. We can even do like a slightly longer one. Keep it the same like height, but maybe extend it out a little bit. Or maybe you even want to bring it up by one more. Is that crazy? I actually love the way that this has turned out. I'm like ecstatic to get one more of these like right here. I think I might bring the dirt up a little bit so we can get one more small one and go there, but I'll probably bring it out by one more. And we'll see. Let's head back up here and see if I have a little bit more wood. I need to craft a couple more pieces here. And I need to expand our wheat. It's growing really quick while we've been building. Let's see. I do have a lot more spruce wood, which is good, since that's what I'm utilizing. I'm going to need a lot more spruce fences, too. Let's go ahead and make some of those, too. I said fences, I meant fence gates. And let's go block off the already existing tents. Oh, wait. Oh, I need, how much iron do I have? I'm seeing 14 nuggets and nothing else. Do I have iron somewhere? Yes, 3 pieces. That is pretty rough. Okay, I want to put lanterns in a couple different places on the base, but more specifically, I really want them on these tents, like on the inside or hanging from the top up here. To be honest, that's where I really want them. I don't really want to see a bunch of torch spam. That's not ideal, and that's kind of ugly. So at some point, we'll probably come back in. Honestly, I think I have a lot of moss carpet, don't I? 5 here. Oh, wait, do I only have 5? Yeah, you know what? I do think I only have 5, but I can make a lot with the moss blocks. Anyway, what I'm thinking is, with all the pumpkins we have, we can put jack-o'-lanterns in the ground and just put moss carpet over them, then that will light this area up a lot. But that's going to be a if I have time kind of thing, because I don't know if I will once I'm done building everything. We're getting pretty close. I do need to finish off the villager area. I want to get a smelting spot and a couple trees and more plant life. And of course, our nether portal up top, which I think is going to look super sick, but I need to go mining. Which I think means it's time to build the mine, which is going to go at the front of this secondary wall right here in between my 2 stairs. And that's going to look so sick. So honestly, we could go ahead and do that real quick. let's put some of our blocks away, things we don't want to carry. And in fact, we're going to do the same thing I've been doing. Let's reorganize real quick and reassess where we're at here. I think to make this mine, the biggest thing I need is my spruce wood, some fences, trapdoors, stairs, and slabs. I don't know if I need any stone or cobblestone yet. I think these will be more decorative blocks once I'm done building this. So I think that's what we'll work on next. Let's get that in, and then we only need one more tent for the villager area. We can get those in here in a little bit. And then we'll build a smeltery over towards this area, I think, which will be super sick. I think on this side where it's not a lot of land, what I really want to do is two things, hopefully if I remember. I want to go ahead and put some trees and some glowberries over here that kind of dangle down. I think that'll look mad sick. And in fact, I guess I could go ahead and plant the one glowberry I have because I am going to need more. And I only have the one currently, but we can start its growth process and it will, similar to wheat and potatoes, fuel it even further. So let's go right about here. And we'll let that grow while we work. I think that's how glowberries work. I don't actually know, but I'm going to hope so. All right. So I think to start this mine, we're going to need a lot of our spruce wood stuff. Now, my thought process here is that I can put the mine in the wall right here, and I think that'll look pretty sick. So primarily, we want to clear out a pretty big space here, and this is going to go kind of right into the wall. We're going to make it, I think, 7 blocks. And we do have to take this part down as well. All right, and this will be the basic shape of it. Now, of course, I need to do a little bit of sprucing up, so we're going to add a couple more things here. So give me just a sec to really figure out the design here. All right, and I think this is so far looking pretty good. Now, of course, it's not done. We actually need to get the physical mine entrance in here. So give me just a bit to figure out what I'm doing with this part, and we'll kind of go from there. I do want to take out most of this wood here, and maybe just put like a straight cobblestone beam across this, which I'm not holding any of my stone or stone brick items, so just a sec here. All right, so my game plan for this mine entrance truly is that I want it to be pretty much entirely stone and really look like a mine entrance. So there's going to be quite a bit of clearing out blocks at the back here. Not too deep, but enough that it aesthetically looks pretty good. All right, now my game plan here is that I want to have another set of pillars at the back here that are more like support beams for the general roof setup we're going to have here. All right, I'm getting the floor in now. I'm actually pretty happy with how this is turning out. Like I said, it doesn't need to be anything too complex, but I definitely don't want it to look ugly. So let's get the floor in here and just kind of spread a couple blocks around. I'm going to come back in with maybe some stairs and really make this look like it's been broken up a little. So I think that'll look pretty nice. All right, now there's a mine entrance. It's looking pretty good. Now there is more that I would like to do here. Specifically, I think I want to get some decoration on the outside of this little area. So to start, what I would like to do is remove these and put barrels onto here, which I think are a nicer little support item. We'll do the same thing in the back here. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get these stripped as well. Alrighty. Now this is starting to look really good. I'm actually a big fan of this. Let's see. I am liking this a lot. Now, what I really need is a section here that shows that there's an actual path that we're digging out. So this is my game plan. I'm just going to dig out this back wall a little bit, and then I will, as I go down, create a little mine. I want to make sure there's no visible dirt down here, because it's, you know, it's a mine. Yeah, I'm thinking this is pretty sick. Now the next step is to get, like, our storage items and maybe a couple other nice bits and bobs here. So first of all, let's get this in here. Put our torch maybe off to the side. I want another barrel maybe here. I would like to bring in trapdoors. Honestly, it's a great question. Where do I want to put trapdoors? Maybe we'll put it here. That way we can put a chest there. We can have a barrel here. Let's go grab a chest real quick. Or I guess I need 2, right? We want to make a double chest. All right, I've got my chest, but I've also got some buttons. I think scattering these around in some of these like little areas like pebbles would look pretty good. Can pop that right there and put a torch maybe here. Now, ideally, I want to bring in some lanterns into this space, but like that just looks awesome, dude. I actually really love this. I do have an idea, and that is to bring in some trapdoors, slab, trapdoor, slab, trapdoor. Yeah, give it like this little ridged look, which I think looks pretty sick against the wall. Alright, I think that is the mine done. I do love the way that looks. There's a little enderman over there I would like to not get involved with, to be honest. Now, the next thing I need to do is finish off the little villager campsite here. So what I really need is to put away some of my cobblestone and stone blocks. We'll come back for these here in a little bit once we're doing more of our decorating and our details. I need these. I need this. I do need my shovel, but I also need my snow blocks. So we're going to try to make a couple more tents a little bit closer to the base so it looks like there's actually like a civilization being made here. And honestly, before I go down there, I know that I need to remove some villager houses, but my axe is about to break, so we're going to go ahead and make another one. I do have the diamonds for it, which is perfect. Alright, now I need to remove these 3 villager houses right here. They all have to go, actually. So we're going to climb on up and just start chopping from the top down, I think. Dude, my shovel just broke. I gotta go make another shovel now. Yeah. We're going through diamond tools now that we're approaching like the end of this. Where everything's breaking. That stinks. Also, this enderman has just been like kind of casually hanging out with me for like the whole time. And the last block is gone. The 3 houses are all gone now. I will say, that took a minute. Like way longer than I had kind of expected it to. But that's okay. Alright, let's go empty out our inventory and get all the materials we need to make the tents again. Now, I kind of want to go get more snow, because I think I want to build a couple tents, but I think that I have enough to get the small tents I care about here. Alright, let's get down here, and let's build a couple tents. Now, what I want is another small one here, so we're going to remove these torches real quick. I'm not going to go too big on this one, I think. Alright, I think that this is all the tents I need now. I think I have 4 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I really wanted to, I could throw another one kind of over there. But I think I want to get the campsite created now. This is going to require a campfire, some stone, and some wood. Luckily, I'm holding most of my wood. I kind of just need my stone blocks and the campfire now. Alright, I think I have everything I need to make the campfire setup. And I have a really cool idea. Although I don't have access to wool, what I do have access to is moss and snow. And I'm thinking we can make a couple like sleeping bags kind of around this area, which I think will look pretty sick. Now here's what I need primarily. Something like that. We can bring in our cobblestone on the edges here. Place our campfire in the middle. So now we have this. We're going to bring just a couple kind of spruced around chairs in here. You could even bring like a little log chair in here as well. Very nice, very nice. Honestly, can I strip all of this maybe? And would I honestly... Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Now, the sleeping bags, my goal here is to do something like this. We'll go 2 and then the pillow. It does look a little odd because it's green, but it'll work out, I think. Yeah, though, bro, this is sick. Can I be honest? I'm, like, elated with how this is turning out. Let's put another one right here. Yeah, the campsite's looking pretty cool. I can't even lie. Am I crazy to bring in a little bit more stone right on the edges here? I brought no stone brick with me. That makes sense. Owie! Please don't do me any like that, please. Okay, now we have our campfire in, along with everything else. Did I bring any fences? I'm debating how I can make this look like they're cooking food on here, but I guess I really can't. Like, that just is what it is. But the campsite looks pretty freaking sick, dude. I'm like a huge fan of how this looks. Now, I do need to get my path over here. That's fair. So let's do something like this. A couple trapdoors there as well. And we can kind of get this to come all the way down. Keep doing some slabs here. We can have another little path that kind of comes right over here. Keep kind of going around with this. Okay, now this whole thing is kind of interconnected, which feels pretty good. I should probably do a very similar setup here that leads over into my mine. Oh yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. I want to clear out our inventory real quick here. We are going to come back for quite a few of these blocks here in just a little bit, because I do have one more thing I'd like to build. But it's low-key chore time. I need to expand my farms. And the only good way to do that is to freaking do it, dude. I still need, yep, my 𝗟cy frog lights, dude. I need to pick up all my wheat and continue to kind of push it around the area. So give me just a bit to get all this wheat up here. And then I will, I'm going to replant it all. Alright, I've got this entire side now filled up. I gotta do this side now. But I still have a ton of seeds and some more wheat I can grab, so this is actually working out just fine for me. I'm just removing all the torches that I no longer need, because this place will be lit up by the ochre frog lights, and also I don't think anything can spawn on what I'm doing anyway, which is a good thing. Alright, now we've got this much of this done. It's actually, like, pretty close to being finished. We can grab our potatoes here as well, and maybe just, like, plant some of these. Although I don't have any more ochre frog lights, I do have the green ones, which I think I am going to switch out. I only have 2 of the green ones. That's not a great omen for me, but there are so many next to the village, it's actually unreal. Yeah, the green can be our indicator for, like, potato. I think that's good. I need one more ochre frog light probably over here somewhere, or you could get really crazy and do what I'm about to do. So if you guys don't know, you don't actually need water to grow plants. These will still grow. They won't pop off if this isn't saturated, which is kind of like a neat little quirk, but very mild. I wish I hadn't done what I just did. Very mildly useful. It's not actually, like, great. I mean, you still want them to be, like, saturated, which is understandable. All right, we've got all of our potatoes now planted. We basically just need to wait for a little bit more wheat so that we can finish this section here. But I do want to build, I do want to do one more thing, I think. All right, so I think the next step for me is getting a ton of bone meal right now so that we can spruce the base up. I also need to finish getting my glowberries set up here, which I don't think we can see from here. There's glowberries, like, right over there. But I want to have, like, a whole farm for them because I think they'll provide, like, a super cool light source. What am I looking for? This. I want to make a composter. I have a composter. Let's grab a bunch of plant life. Give me these. Give me that. Give me these. I don't know that I want to use my oak. I want to do something with the oak leaves. Let's not. Give me all my wheat, though. I don't actually need the wheat at all. Let's see how much bone meal we can get from just what I'm holding. Alright, everything I was holding got me 18 bone meal. So I think instead of bone mealing all the seeds we have here, I want to bone meal this. I want to get our glowberries really cooking here. Alright, and this will be kind of a glowberry farm, which I think is going to be really cool. I do want to get some trees kind of in here. Just on this side, I think, to give it a little bit more character. So we're just going to plant a couple saplings, which I think will help to really bring this, the foliage part of this build to life, which will be sick. I did get rid of a lot of my saplings. We'll grow oak trees. I think that's fine. Honestly, we have so much in here, we can just, like, bone meal. We could turn into bone meal. I don't know why I'm just, like, I'm trying to be weary with it, but, like, I can always get more oak leaves. Let's just get rid of those. And then let's go throw some oak saplings over here while we get more bone meal. Maybe they'll grow in time. I don't know. So we'll go one here. I have a feeling it's not going to grow, like, right here in this area, but let's try one there. The glowberries are definitely going to get in the way of that, right? Maybe you can't really grow trees here. Maybe I might need to do, like, a custom tree or something. That's mildly annoying. You know what I kind of want to do with the space is, instead of having trees there, just because I think that they'll get in the way on the cave, I think maybe we just have, like, our random organic plant life stuff, like, a small farms that look pretty cool. So we can grab some of these, some leaves, and I think we can maybe create some, like, small decorative trees. I don't have any, like, I didn't really find very many, like, mushrooms or flowers or anything like that while I've been here, so maybe I can't do something like that. Oh my gosh, I have more bone meal. But what I did grab was some flowering azalea, which is sick because we grabbed a ton of moss, and it means we can do small little, like, trees over here. So we can have one here, here, and here. Something like that. I honestly would love to just have another, like, 3 rows of these will be so sick. Maybe let's try to get some more moss real quick, if I have any in my chest. And if I can get some flowering azalea trees, I'll be a very happy man. I do have some moss, and I have 2 bone meal. But I'm also holding a ton of oak saplings, so let's go ahead and turn these into bone meal, along with our pumpkin seeds. I did not get very much bone meal from that. In fact, I only got 8 pieces, but that's okay. I don't think we need much here. But we're going to go back over to our dedicated bone meal area, dedicated moss area, and we're going to put some more moss down. All right, I got everything that I cared about. Oh, wait, I think I need 1 more flowering azalea, actually. No, please. Please, bro. Come on. No, that's fine. I do have some regular azaleas, so I can use them as well. That's fine. And honestly, since I have quite a few of the regular azaleas, I might put some of these small trees just kind of around the base as a whole. Because, like, I honestly think they'll look pretty good. I came in here for what? I came in here for the azaleas. That makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, that's going to look awesome whenever these are done and all the wheat's grown. Dude, this base looks so sick. I'm a huge fan. All right, the other thing I need to do, obviously I need to finish getting all my wheat in, but I also need to kind of just get this base bone mealed in general, so that I have... There are words that I'm looking for that I cannot think of. So there's more foliage around. There we go. Let's start bone milling the general area here in just a little bit. Let me get some of these trees up first. So I think I want one here. I'll put one here. 3 freaking zombies, bruh. Wait, I can do it funnier. 3 zombies, bruh. That was funny, right? I think they agree. I do appreciate that whoever made this data pack included leather in the zombie drops, because there's not very many good ways to get leather, it would seem. Alright, I think that is looking pretty good. Alright, I think the last little thing I need to do here is honestly just bone mill the area, make sure it looks really good, and kind of go from there. So I think we can put everything into the composter and see what we can get. I just realized there is one last thing we are forgetting, and that is our nether portal, dude. I need to get that in. Okay, let's grab our boat. So I need to go get my nether portal finished up. I forgot that that's like a thing I wanted to do. So there's and I've checked, there's not really any lava pools around the base, but there was a ruined nether portal we can go to. So I think let's do that. We'll go get the obsidian we need and then come back here and complete the base. All right, we're going to grab some of this obsidian. I'm going to take it back home, and then we are going to build our super sick nether portal into the cave wall. All right, now that we have all of our obsidian here, let me get the rest out of here. And we're going to have to make a flint and steel as well. Oh, wait, I have one. Here's what I do need. I need my cobblestone, my stone brick, some more blocks, some bits and bobs here. All right, now we need to get up to the top of this little structure. Oh, no. Now, I want to take this all back a little bit. Like, I think quite literally just 1 block. And then we'll dig into this wall and get our nice big nether portal in here. And there's our nether portal. Now, of course, we have to decorate this because this looks like boo-boo butter. Oh my gosh, it's also 1 block off. Dang it, dude. Hold on. Okay, now this is centered, and we need to decorate. So we're going to get all of this out of our inventory, bring in a couple other blocks. And here's my thought process. I'm going to start by just creating some pretty basic shapes on the outline here. I do want this whole thing to be covered. Forgot my cobblestone slabs. I might need these for what I'm doing here. Yeah, this is looking pretty sick, bro. I can't even lie. Let's light the bad boy. Boom! Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. That's so sick, dude. I am actually in love with that. That looks so cool. Honestly, I could never figure out what I wanted to do up top, so I'm not gonna. I couldn't figure it out, and it's not worth messing with, I think, at this point, so let's finish getting all of our bone meal now and emptying out our inventory of all the stuff we don't need. We'll keep it organized. Listen, we might do a 200 days, so I'd like to stay organized just in case. I guess I don't want to bone meal all my pumpkins now. What else can we bone meal? Pretty much all of this, I guess. Especially these sweet berries. We don't need a ton more bone meal, but I do want to be able to put a lot of it around the base, so we'll find out. If I need to, I'll just go get more moss, I guess, because you can bone meal all of the moss. Alright, let's see how far 16 gets us. I'm going to need a lot more bone meal than I have. That sucks. That sucks. It's okay, because I do have some unnabbed taters over here. And we can bone meal those bad boys. We got like 56 taters. Feels like a pretty decent amount. Let's see how much bone meal this gets us, and if it's not a lot, I'll just go get moss. You can't bone meal the poisonous. What are these for, bro? What do you do if I can't bone meal you? God, I hate them. All right, it's fairly blatantly obvious I'm going to need a lot more bone meal than I have. I need to... Where did I put my hoe? Oh, it's in my inventory. I'm being stupid. Put our poisonous potatoes in here. I have 31 more. Wait a second. We got 10. I mean, this might be enough. If not, I'll use 9 of it. And if it's not enough, then I'll make some moss. I think that's my goal. Okay, it's definitely not enough. Let's go make some moss real quick. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, let's see how much all this moss stuff is going to get me. I don't need, like, a lot. I do want this grass to finish growing, though. So we'll see kind of where we're at. Oh, you know what would look pretty good around here? If I can get rid of some of these lanterns, or if I can get rid of some of these torches and instead put in lanterns, I think that'll look great. But first things first, and more importantly, making the base look nice. Okay, we did get 12 more. I do want to see how much... Do I have any iron ore in here? I genuinely just don't have any. That's so crazy. I don't have any of my furnaces either, do I? I can only make 5, bro. Yikes. Okay, that's fine. The ochre lights look pretty good over here. I kind of just want these around the campsite, to be honest. But also, I wouldn't mind having some, like, over here. You know what? Let's focus on bone mealing first. Let's not waste our last bone meal. More moss is needed. Honestly, let's put a lantern here. Let's put another one maybe here. I just want to put a couple of these kind of around. Let's remove this so we can put one there. Honestly. Alright, there's our lanterns down. I think we could grab some of this wheat and start bone mealing a little bit of this as well. This is kind of last minute. I guess I could go out and just like hunt down some skeletons. But we're so close to being done. I'm like super weary about losing all my progress to a stray creeper that kind of sneaks up on me when I least expect it. Plus, we need to get all this wheat anyway so that we can finish planting all of it. Alright, let's plant the rest of our seeds before we start going AWOL. Alright, I think that's all of our wheat planted, so we can literally take everything we have in our inventory that isn't already planted and bone meal all of it. Which by the looks of it, to be honest, is actually not that much stuff. But we also don't need that much bone meal left. We have 10 bone meal. This will be our last little bit. While I'm here, I do want to grab some of these stone items. And I would like to... Famously, I'm a big fan of the like little rocky formations I make. I just think they look so good. So let's finish up with this bone meal. And then I want to start putting some rock formations around the place. Alright. Let's get some of these rock formations in now. Alrighty. I think that is going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. I super appreciate it. If you like this video and you want to see more 100 days content, or even 200 days on this world, be sure to tell me down in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hype the video. It's all free, and it means the world to me, and you can always unsubscribe later if you're not feeling the content. But I'm sure you are, because I do. Thank you guys for watching. I super appreciate it. Oh, hello. I will see you guys in the next one. Later.